106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Beyonce, 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 party with Beyonce, Beyonce.
Stop. Carry on.
Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce.
Hold up.
Dance party with.
Hey guys, welcome to Double Impact. It is a spooky one. Halloween is tomorrow. I'm your host, Gabe L-Tape. Yes, for the first time in ages, I'm not wearing a hat, but I am wearing, as my son would say when he was little, Dracula's cape. Guys, it's going to be a great night tonight. My good friends are here. The amazing Midnight Lover himself, Jericho Green. How you doing, friend? Oh, I got to add you to the thing. Oh, I'll just, there you are, Jericho. How you doing, buddy? Can't hear a word you're saying.
How about that?
Okay, and then waving at me
better?
from down below. Waving at me from down below in the back room. Superman himself.
On deck.
How you doing, bud?
Solid.
What up?
Been traveling all day. Happy to
Yeah, did you fly out to California this morning and fly home?
I did. Not the first time.
Jeez.
Hey, are you gonna have a chance to wash California off of you when we're done?
Hey.
I gotta take this off and take a shower. I was gonna scrub real good and do that, but I ran out of time.
You gotta go through one of those go into one of those tents when they have like some kind of toxic spill and they gotta wash you off with like some kind of
yeah. I'm gonna walk through the car wash is what I'm gonna do.
Well, I mean, is it really worth our time to wash garbage since Joe Biden said we're all garbage? You know, like.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, no.
If I were President Trump, I'd pull up in a garbage truck. But
wait a minute, Dean. Wait a minute.
What an idea!
Dude, what? There's nobody like him, man. That shit is crazy. There's nobody like that dude. He's hilarious.
He is hysterical.
He got a garbage truck wrapped in Trump Vance. I mean, the dude is a damn.
Of course he did.
Like my garbage truck. This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
There'll never be anyone like him again, ever.
Come on.
There never has been before.
Have you ever seen a president inside of a garbage truck before? No.
Man of the people, baby.
McDonald's, garbage trucks. The only thing it would have been better if he was like hanging off the back, you know, like back in the 80s and 90s. Just grab.
I saw some people doing that. Benny Johnson was hanging off the back of the one with Vivek. They're all pulling up in garbage trucks. I love it. President Trump, because of the economy, has been forced during this election campaign season to work at least 2 other jobs.
Right. I saw that.
And McDonald's fry cook. I mean, so
right.
He's working his tail out. You know, it's the way the economy's gone. So
yeah, he had to get billionaires are getting 2nd and 3rd jobs.
Oof.
It's scary out there. It's scary, people. And if you want more of it, then make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Oh.
I voted yesterday.
You want? Oh, you know what? Let me trigger feminists and soy boys everywhere. We voted Trump, Vance, and I say we in this house as head of household, husband, father, me. I put my vote down, and then I showed my wife and kids my ballot and said, "You're voting this way." They copied my ballot, and we took them down. So take that, feminist. My wife voted exactly how I told her to. That's right, and she was happy to do it.
Yeah.
Do you think on the booth by herself?
No, we did this in the kitchen. You fill it all out, put it in the envelope, and then take it in.
But did you see that commercial thing that they put out?
What?
You didn't see this?
Oh, where it's like, oh, you can vote against your husband or whatever. That
thing.
They
go in and the girls look at each other. They're like,
oh, wasn't that the one Julia Roberts did the voiceover for?
Man, I don't know, but that's some crazy ass.
That's so stupid. You know, is it possible? I was thinking about this. I want to ask you guys this, Dean and then Gabe. Do you think it's possible to have a house divided in that sense, where the husband is 180 from his wife politically? Like, you're a Trump supporter, she's a Kamala supporter. Is that possible? Is it possible to have that home?
It's possible, but I wouldn't want to live there.
No, I think if one or both were not like politically like aggro on it, and they're just, I prefer Kamala, but you know, I don't really care. If one of them was low key and they disagreed, but if these were fervent beliefs and they were like how I am, very, very political, there's no way, because those are absolutely divergent values. You can't be married to someone, you know, I mean, you can't go in left and right at the same time, right? There's no such direction as that. You know, so if you're
straight.
Yeah.
Kellyanne Conway and George Conway.
Oh, they're pretty different
I think
politically.
They're divorced, though, aren't they? Or they did. I guess that makes sense. What about
they're just
Carville and somebody else?
He was married?
I think he was.
Somebody married that dude? He looks like he looks like a pinky.
He looks like Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, man. He's hey, shout out to that lady to let that get on top of every night.
They're divorced, thank you. Wolfies of Leland.
Oh man. Yeah, this is
hey. You guys aren't watching the World Series at all, huh? The 5-5 game.
I heard the Yankees were up by 5 and then gave up 5 to let it be tied again.
Well, you don't give them up other than they get hurt. Well, they made a mistake. But now
is this
I just walked in, so
3 or 4, game 3 or 4? Which one is it?
This is game 5.
Yeah.
Oh, game 5. Okay, so this is
it's 3-1 right now, Dodgers.
So the Dodgers could close it out tonight.
Yeah, in New York.
And if not, then we go on to
we come back to La.
Oh wow.
Now you having grown up in Malibu, obviously you're a Dodger guy, right? Not an Angels guy.
Dodgers.
Okay.
Boy, oi, oi.
Well, I'm wearing the shirt and the hat.
You're up. Oh, there you go. Hey, how are the Padres doing?
Hey, Dean.
They're working on a comeback.
Dean, that's not cool, man, and you know it.
You know what, Dean? I hate the Dodgers, but I hate the Yankees more.
Wow.
Because I never met a person from New York that didn't tell me they were from New York within 3 seconds of meeting them. New Yorkers, it's not that interesting. We don't care. And the water isn't different. The pizza's not better. The water's not different. Knock it off.
Dean, you know, not only because you have a giant TV behind you, but you know there are only 2 teams left in the World Series. And for you to ask how the Padres are doing, that was low, man.
It was a low. I know.
All right.
I took the
shot. All right. We'll see what happens with the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are coming up, and you know it.
Bo Nix is
where
good. I got to give it to him. Jericho, who you rooting for out there? You're not rooting for the Giants, I hope, like the San Francisco Giants.
I'm a Giants supporter. When they do well, I like to bask in that glow a little bit, but I can't claim fandom. No, I haven't been there through the lean years and put in my time. But as far as the NFL, we're San Francisco 49ers.
I love
through and through.
They got like 7 of my favorite players. My favorite tight end, my favorite linebacker, Fred Warner, George Kittle, of course, my favorite tight end, my favorite running back, McCaffrey. They got, my favorite all-time wide receiver, Jerry Rice. I mean, I can't hate on the Niners.
You know what's funny? They showed, oh man, I don't know if it was catches. It must have been catches, but it was Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Chris Carter, the guys who are like, Hall of Famers. And T.O. was in second place with 592 catches. And then Jerry Rice had like 1,500. I mean,
it's had more than double. I mean, I think you add everybody else together, you're getting you're starting to nip at his heels. He is so off the field. It was unreal.
It was crazy. I mean, I was like, his stat has a comment in it. Nobody else's does. It was crazy. Yeah, the Niners are my boys. And if they have 7 of your favorite players and 4 of them are injured, we're just getting, we're hurting right now.
It's tough.
We're hurting.
It's tough, but you're still in it. In the ballpark. You're there.
We'll be all right. Maybe we can end up playing the Broncos, a little rematch from 1989. Maybe it could be Niners, Bills.
I see that.
And you guys can, get one.
What happened? What happened last November when the Broncos played the Bills? Oh, that's right. They beat them. That's right. And then I made sure to text. I texted you right away when that happened. I texted him right away.
Was it 68 when that happened?
Oh, no. It was 23.
That's yeah.
It's 23.
Wow.
I forgot. Short memory.
I like this. I like someone not getting. Oh, it's Heather. I know Heather from Twitter. Are you saying to me, probably Gabe, your wife can't have opinions and can't vote for whoever she wants to vote for? Heather, as you know, I'm half Arab, so the answer is yes.
Hell yes.
Heather.
That was the Arab.
Maybe it was me and the delivery was bad. It was a joke, Heather. But it is true. She did vote the way I voted.
I mean, there is some truth to that. Of course you can have. You don't want a yes man. You don't want an employee. You want a partner. So of course, I don't want my wife to parrot everything.
And then she just adopts mine when I tell her it's voting time.
I hear her out, and then I copy and paste all of my opinions onto her. You ever heard the expression?
What's my opinion on the presidential race? Oh, thank you.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
When I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
There it is.
That's what my parents told me.
I heard that.
My dad told me that. When I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. So,
wow.
I took that.
By the way, speaking of parents, my father celebrated his 81st birthday last night. So happy birthday.
Dang.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I got to see him last night. I got to see him today just now. I'm working on 2 hours sleep right now.
Nice, Dean.
There's a good chance if Gabe starts telling a long story.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Let me tell you about my 1988 Topps baseball card set that my grandmother bought me when I was in the 4th grade at KB Toy Store. Let me tell you about it.
Let me tell you. And please, Gabe, spare.
But hold on. There's a backstory about my grandmother and how she could throw a knuckleball back in the 40s, and she was the only girl that could do it in her neighborhood.
Is that truth?
All of that is true. I'm not making any of that up.
I mean, that's kind of specific. You can't make that. I was like, that's really
knuckleball. That's very specific.
It was Tim Wakefield. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Right.
That'd be a dude.
Grandma
They
Tim.
weren't doing that back then.
Here's my wife in the chat defending herself. I wanted to vote how he voted. His opinions are my opinions. That's right, lady.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. Good job, Adrian.
That's right.
And with the save.
That's right.
No, I don't allow the women in my house to throw balls or anything like that. That's man stuff.
That's right.
Man stuff.
And heads down. Cold beer, hot meal. You guys know. That's how you run
the rules.
When I was in Dubai, what up, Minnie? We're at a mall, and over there, like most places, you have mostly traditional people. In their case, would be Muslims, traditional Muslims, and you have the westernized people who aren't necessarily dressing. Yeah, they're not dressing in the traditional garb and maybe not following Sharia law and everything. But we did see this family. It was a father, a mother, 2 or 3 daughters, and a boy. 3 daughters, 2 boys, and they did follow the rules. And the father and the boys were walking ahead 6 steps. They were laughing and playing and roughhousing with dad, and he's putting his arm around him and stuff. And the girls were all head down, quiet, where they weren't talking, they weren't laughing, they weren't looking up. They were like they were 2 different experiences, and they were all the same family.
Sounds amazing.
I will say that the UAE, though, where I've spent some time, is pretty progressive in that sense. There's 7 different emirates, and there's one emirate where it's very, very conservative Muslim, but Dubai certainly ain't it. I mean, I live in Las Vegas. I could just as well live in Dubai.
Yeah.
There's a real similarity in the
Really?
vibe there. Oh yeah.
Okay, wow.
And
Anytime
I
Minnie hit me up,
quite a bit, and it felt very westernized.
yeah, I tripped out when I found out Abu Dhabi was a real place because that's where Garfield would send Odie in the cartoons. He's sitting in Abu Dhabi. I was like, oh shit, that's a real place.
That's a real
we
place.
We were on our way there when I was in the Navy, and so I was on watch. So you look at, to make the time pass and to keep you awake, you look at stuff and you look at the map. So I asked the person, I was like in charge of the map, I said, where are we? And he said, we're coming up on Abu Dhabi. And I was like, oh shit, that's a real place.
It's real? What?
Get out of here.
Pittsburgh.
I thought it was just some Jim Davis shit, but yeah.
We're going to the forest moon of Endor to shut down the Death Star's shield. We're going to team up with the Ewoks. You would have been shocked if he told you that, though, right?
I would have been very shocked.
He'd probably been excited. But all right, I have one. Here's a little trivia. Otisburg. Who came up with Otisburg?
Otisburg. No idea.
I'll give you a hint. The Big Blue Boy Scout was in it.
Okay, so Superman went to Otisburg. I don't know. And I worked at DC Comics. How embarrassing for me.
But it was Ned Beatty under Gene Hackman. And he named his own city because they were going to
it was
right. Oh, yeah.
Otisburg?
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut right there, Dean. Of course you would know that.
All right.
I live and bleed a little.
Of course.
Red and blue and yellow.
A little bit.
And a lot of red, white, and blue.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, Gene Hackman. I love Gene Hackman because he can play. Of course, you saw him. Yeah, he was the quote unquote villain, but there was a comedic element to it for sure. But then from that, you go to one of my favorite villain roles that he played was Unforgiven. When he was like was it the sheriff or the marshal of that town? Man, he was a cold son of a bitch. Dude, he was cold, man. Golly.
With a little bit of a smile, though.
Yeah, he was a psycho in that. My favorite is when he's against Denzel.
Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide. He's a psycho in that, just an arrogant weirdo. He's so good at playing the guy you love to hate.
Maybe the second best bad guy opposite Denzel ever.
Right.
I think, but to come to his aid a little bit, I hate to say playing devil's advocate, but I think there was a bit of old school Sailor in Gene Hackman in that movie. Yes, it was dangerous. Yes, he didn't want this young up and coming punk to challenge his authority. And because, the military is based on authority and respecting those who are higher ranking than you. But I think there was just some old school in him. This is how we used to, because look at the age gap between them. It had to be 20 years, in that span. Gene Hackman's coming from a totally different Navy that was probably unrecognizable to a young guy. It's been 24 years since I got out of the Navy.
Really?
Man, it's unrecognizable.
Right now, oh my gosh.
It's unrecognizable. I had a buddy of mine maybe 3 years ago. He went through boot camp and he told me that you get 3 training timeouts for a boot camp, meaning you have a card. You have 3 cards.
In war, let's be honest. You could just.
Well, there are now. Like, especially if you're misgendered, you could be like, hey, whoa, timeout, bombs, bullets, stop. What'd you say? But you get 3 training timeouts and they're 15 minutes each. So if you're like stressed out or you're having anxiety, because everybody has anxiety now, if you're, whatever, you just pooped, you give them your card and you get a 15-minute break. And he said they didn't wake up until 0600, which is 6 o'clock in the morning. To civilians, you're like 6 o'clock is early, but under normal circumstances, you've been up for 3 hours by 6 o'clock in the morning. So to, have them like, hey, buddy, get up, come on. Hey there. Then slowly open the blinds and let the sun hit your little fluttering eyes in the morning. Compared to what we got, that's a totally different Navy.
Hearing this tough stories, I feel a little triggered. I'm going to have to use my 15-minute card, my card for 15, because I need to take 15. Thank you. Yeah, because I could see guys under fire, being pinned down, say under fire and overwhelming odds, and trying to call in, a strike or something like that. Just going, you know what, this is too much. I need 15.
Time out. Time out. Stop.
Guys, I think that's
Stop.
I actually like where this is going, Jerk, and I think we should institute it here on Double Impact. So if we can't interrupt each other, we have to say point of personal privilege and identify your pronouns, and then tell me if you need to time out or not. So
I'm not saying you should hit people in the face, and I'll leave it there.
Okay.
But not saying it.
Dean,
Yankees
you've been
6-5, by the way.
You've been in who's up 6-5?
Yankees.
Oh, Dodgers, you don't want it.
I hope this for you, Dean. I hope the Yankees win, so they come home to LA and LA wins at home. I think that's cooler. LA's way better.
That'd be cool.
Also, because I want my Halloween costume to be timely, and if the Dodgers win tonight, the World Series is over, and I might be dressing as a baseball player tomorrow.
Hey, Dean, here's an idea. This will not affect the empire that you're still building and have built, but maybe you should be Jackie Robinson, and then you can get maybe some.
Oh yeah.
No, hey, well, I'll get you in touch.
Little, Justin Trudeau.
A little Trudeau. Your little Trudeau. I don't. It's just an idea. It's just an idea.
I like it. I don't see how that would be any bit of trouble because those guys are fine.
That would ruffle this many. That would ruffle this many feathers, Dean. No problem.
Just throwing it out doing a great job of murdering Canada.
He sure is. Yeah. It's almost like he wants to do it.
You think that, and I'm not going to get too specific about our current administration, but yeah, same thing.
Yep.
How are you guys feeling? Speaking of the current situation, I feel like the tension, you can cut it with a knife. Like,
oh yeah,
as a country, like I am so careful with what I say and post because you see stuff and you get all mad on Twitter or whatever, and you like, it's just the current moment. Like next week, I'm not going to feel this way, so calm down. But I see people doing stupid stuff. I think a lot of people are going to get fired and ruin relationships in the next week because they're going to just, let themselves get triggered or whatever. So, but how are you guys feeling? How are you dealing with the tension, the weirdness?
Go ahead, Dean.
All right. I would say I'm dealing with it very well. I do feel that we are at a crossroads, and I think that unity government that President Trump is putting together, RFK, Make America Healthy Again,
right.
Get all that crap out of our foods, the stuff that you can't get in Europe, the stuff that's illegal in Europe, the additives and all that ridiculousness. I think, genius Elon Musk comes in with the Department of Government Efficiency, which is so funny because we all know that's an oxymoron, but it won't be if he steps in. I mean, he cut 80% of the people at Twitter, and I don't really think they skipped a beat. So I think that's awesome, too. Then you get Tulsi Gabbard coming in there. You got Vivek Ramaswamy. You're looking, where, Tony? You have my jersey from Clubhouse. Well, I can't be that guy. That's for sure. So who would I be on the Dodgers if I were playing a baseball player?
The sensation, and he's already looks like one of the greatest players of all time. And you're a little Japanese, too. Shohei Ohtani.
That's it. That's what I'm going to be tomorrow night.
Right.
Cats out of the
I was at a Japanese restaurant with my son 2 nights ago. The women were out of town, so the boys went out to eat. And it was a family-owned Japanese place we always go to in San Diego. Chopsticks.
And your son's a grown man. So
yes. Delicious. And the ladies there, women in their 40s and 50s, the waitresses that work there, they're just like glued to the TV because the Dodger game was on, but they're all Japanese. These are ladies that would not usually be watching baseball. My son told me the TV ratings in Japan are higher than the TV ratings in America right now because of Shohei Ohtani. So
he's not having a great series, but the Dodgers are doing real well. So listen, team game.
Before I give my opinion on what Gabe asked, Dean, if the Dodgers go back to LA, you flying out there for the game?
Nope, not going to do it.
Not even the celebration?
I if I don't have to go to Los Angeles, I'm just not going.
Oh, that reminds me. When we're off the air or whatever, I'll text you sooner or later. I want to go to that Raider Bronco game in December. That Allegiant Stadium or Agilent, whatever it is, it's amazing. So you said you know guys that have some good tickets and stuff. So I got to remember to talk to you about that. So.
Vegas is not a big giant town. It's a small. I mean, Vegas has, I think even the whole state of Nevada has less than half the number of people in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I dig that.
But that's how bad you messed up Los Angeles. Your prodigal son doesn't even want to come back and celebrate a potential LA Dodgers World Series because you effed it up so bad that someone with the means to, you could come hang out, party, be in the streets with the people because they won a World Series. That's a big deal.
Big deal.
But you guys fumbled it so bad that I'm sure you're not the only one. I was
there today. And
where are you now? Back home.
So happy. It takes me, this is the weirdest thing. From my house here in Las Vegas, I left at 6:20 in the morning. I landed in Burbank 4 minutes from where I had to go to work at 8 o'clock.
Damn.
Wow.
That's 6:20. If I left my house at 6:20 in the morning from Malibu, I might not get there until 8:30.
You'd still be in Malibu.
And for those of you that don't know, Malibu to Burbank in just real miles, what is it, like 15 miles or something?
Yeah, maybe 18.
But it could be a 2 hour, in a bad day, like a 3 hour drive.
It was
literally
2 hour,
could be
2 weeks ago, 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours, so 15 miles. I have no idea why anyone lives in LA. Oof.
I think that's unique to LA. Do we have a monopoly on traffic? No. But boy, there's something about SoCal traffic.
They do a really nice job.
That's either going to make you or it's going to break you. You're either going to get through it and get to your job, or you're going to end up like Michael Douglas and falling down, and you're just going to get out of your car and start fucking people up because it's not for the faint of heart. Now, Dean, let me ask you this. Do you, when you're in the plane and you're coming up on California and you're going to land, do you feel like, and are you having visions of your home, dancing in your head, waiting to get back? Or is there some, hey, it's good to be back at my old stomping grounds a little bit?
Kind of like that ex-girlfriend that you forgot why you guys broke up. And then you see her, you're like, damn, why do we break up? I don't get it. And then you talk to her for about 11 seconds. You're like,
Thank you. Thanks for the reminder.
I remember.
Now I remember.
That's it.
Yeah, she's in your driveway and there's a golf club sticking out of your windshield. Fucking talk to me. You're like,
that's what it was.
Go with your bitch.
It was my mom. I was talking to my mom.
Real quick, a question for you, Dean, from the crowd here. It's Heather. You going to be at the road?
Rhode Island this weekend? No.
No.
I did it last year. It was great. That was wonderful. All like 5 Supermen were there. We had a blast. That was fun. It's fun when all the Supermen get together. It's really cool.
Is there some jockeying for position, if you will, when the Supermen get together?
It's clear that I'm number one. And,
Okay.
They're actually so nice. Tom Welling is hysterical and such a great guy. I got to work with him on Smallville, obviously. Tyler Hoechlin is phenomenal. He's an athlete. He's a baseball player who's an actor. Like when I saw him in some movie and I forgot what it was. We were talking about it just the other day because I saw him and Gotta Have It or something like that. I saw this guy swing. I was watching the movie and I saw him swing. I was like, that's not an actor who plays baseball. That's a baseball player who acts. I mean, it was a sweet, like perfect swing. I was like, he's real. I guess he played at like ASU or someplace, and he's a real ball player. Great guy too. I mean, Gerard Christopher, who played Superboy, great guy, and has been by a couple of years in age, I was surprised. So I was like, I'm the oldest one here. He's like, nah, me. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm 60. I was like, ooh.
Damn. Like Kevin Hart in that clip with Don Cheadle, he's like, damn. When he told him he's 56. Like, damn.
Cheadle's on my basketball team. So is Kevin. Good guys.
Here, let me ask you this, Dean.
Cheadle. I don't like his politics, but I love the man.
Right? And I like when people have the ability to differentiate between the two. I don't like your political views, but you're still a good dude, and we can still be homies.
I'm that way with a lot of people, and I try to be that way with more. And let's discuss it. I think Angela, you're right. I was the best Superman.
Yeah, right again.
Brandon Routh, super wonderful, great guy. I mean, all those guys they're fantastic. So George Newbern, who did the voice, Tim Daly, who did the voice, all just great guys. So no updates on Little Angels yet, but there's going to be very soon. Please. Because I want Little Angels to get out there. Thank you, Joy. Hello, Miss Joy. But Gabe.
My brother's Abe. That's my brother.
Your brother's Abe.
Yes.
Blame it on him. How far are you in the Tyrus comic there behind you?
How far am I? I am doing character concept art and working on a second draft of the plot. So I'm gonna start.
I just love that artwork there, and it's so badass.
Well, thank you. You're gonna. Yeah, he's an awesome dude. I think do you know him? I'm sure you probably know him. Yeah,
I've only been on shows with him like 15 times.
That's right. Yeah, no, I saw him. He was here in San Diego doing his stand-up like 2-3 weeks ago, and I went to it again, and we hung out a little bit right afterwards and talked again. And we're gonna start collaborating on the comic more after the election is over. You can imagine a guy like him is a little busy with this election. It's kind of a crazy election.
Great interview he had with President Trump. He did a great job.
Didn't
he? I saw that. That was good. Dean, I want to ask you this. Which would you choose? You have complete control, head coach, drafting players, acquiring players, your assistants, everything. You're in charge of Princeton's football program for one season, or you are backed by a big movie company that's not weird, that they're going to stick to the script, but you can make a Superman movie. All the actors you want, special effects, filming locations, everything. Which one of those would you choose?
It's not even a question. I'd make that Superman movie so fast. So fast, because that's like serious fantasy world there. You could do something like that. Plus, Princeton, my buddy, Bob Serace, who's the head coach, was a sophomore when I was a senior. My coach, my position coach, Steve Verbit, who was my guy, 100%. He's still there. He's been there. He's the longest serving coach in Ivy League football history. Princeton's we're having a rough one this year. We just got smoked by Harvard this weekend.
Versus Princeton. It was a ghastly game. Oh,
listen, Vampire. I'm gonna start talking about.
I went to the University of Northern Colorado. They are 1-7 this year, so let's go.
I'll give you
University of Northern Colorado Bears. That's what my alma mater.
Y'all got us beat in the wrong way.
But that has to hurt a little bit more, being that it was Harvard.
Here's the 2 stars out of my university: Justin Gaethje, UFC fighter extraordinaire, and then Aaron Smith. I think he's a Steelers Hall of Famer, might be NFL Hall of Famer, defensive end for the Steelers for like 15 years. That Aaron Smith, and then Vincent Jackson, the Charger guy, rest in peace.
The receiver.
He played for the Bucks. We were in the same grade, me and Vincent Jackson. We both graduated in 2004. So, and then of course me. So we're the 4 best guys from the University of Northern Colorado.
Not in that order, but all.
So, yeah, I put myself last because I didn't want to brag,
But that's not in any particular order.
It's
Jericho, why did he introduce you as the Midnight Lover?
Well, I mean, how much do we value this channel? Because I can get it taken down. Real quick. I mean, it's like the song says. The freaks come out at night, man.
At night,
midnight. Like Chris Rock said, nothing good happens after midnight. No one's going to an ATM at 3 a.m. to donate. You know what I mean? You're doing something.
No, but you could go to like a Subway or something in Chicago when it's 36 degrees below zero.
Well, you better watch out. I mean, what color are you? Because if you're not white, that's a MAGA stronghold. That's a MAGA stronghold.
Yeah.
So
this is MAGA country. This is MAGA country, baby.
Enter that Subway at your own risk during a polar vortex.
Polar vortex. And let's walk. Sure.
Real quick. Janine Bilotti sent $5, and whenever you send in
she's the
thank you. Whenever you send in a super chat, you get the booty. Here it comes.
Shake, 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 shake your booty, shake your.
It was Van Damme's birthday last week, I believe. He's 64.
Get that? That's a real Belgian waffle right there.
That's right.
Hey, Dean, we were talking earlier about psychos of the opposite sex. Without giving too much detail, or unless you want to just be an open book, that's up to you. But have you ever had some doozies in the past where this girl was, woo? If she wasn't so fine, you probably have her committed.
Oh, I've got some stories.
Man.
I got some stories, but it's Sober October for me and my son.
Mm-hmm.
So that story won't come out during Sober October.
Right.
Okay.
Come November 1st.
You gotta wait till Drunk Vember. When you get to Drunk Vember, he'll tell you whatever you want to know.
I'll tell you everything. I'm easy. Name, rank, serial numbers. I'll tell you. I'll show you plans. I've had some doozies. Well, everybody comes out. Everybody comes out to LA, or they did, to be actors. And you get certain types that want to be actors, and they don't tend to be the most stable. I'm just saying.
Would you say at some point, because now you're a mature, evolved individual, if you will, if you can't tell, look at the suit he's wearing, people. You're an evolved, mature individual now. But would you say that type that you mentioned was your type? Like you kind of gravitated toward that type of vixen?
I don't think I even put that in the equation because I was so young and dumb. Like I couldn't even figure it out till I was already knee deep. And like, oh my gosh, I'm in this situation. How did I get here?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
My grandfather, Tim Duran, World War II veteran, wisest, most loving man I ever knew. He gave me this advice when I was a very little kid, and it's the simplest advice in the universe. It's not like, anything groundbreaking, but I apply it to everything in life. When you talk about getting in knee deep with Loca, it makes me think of what he told me. He said, Gaby, always think about how you'll get out of something before. He called me. I was 6 years old. Gaby. I was 6.
Oh, good.
Gaby.
You were 26.
He's not a baby, Jericho.
Yeah. He's a Gaby.
He's a Gaby. He said, always think about how you're going to get out of something. Picture that before you get into it. And I think for men, this really applies to women. For men,
Now that's sage advice from
it's
what
simple,
I'm sure.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, but like often with things, applying them in the real world can be kind of tough.
Right.
And when you have somebody like your grandfather who's trying to impart some knowledge on you, sometime about ladies especially, sometimes when they're talking, your dick is going like you can't hear it because he's messing it all up.
And some appendages speak louder than others.
Man, some of them got a bullhorn.
Some of them are Pavarotti like too. I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know.
Like, quiet. Listen to what he's saying. Oh man.
Real quick, this question's been on the screen too long. Batman's Gotham, Superman's Metropolis. Who's in Keystone City? I should ask that in nerd voice. Who's in Keystone City in the DC universe? I know the answer. I'm certain Dean knows who's in Keystone City. Midnight Lover. Who do you think is there?
Keystone. That sounds Midwest.
Right.
Is it Green Lantern?
No.
I know it's not Flash. He had some other name.
It is the Flash.
Oh,
is it? It was Keystone City. I thought it was like Liberty City or something like that.
No, Keystone City. That's the Flash. So there you go.
I used to watch that on CBS. They used to have Flash. Like in the 90s, there was a TV show about the Flash. That shit was cool, man. I used to like that
John
show.
Wesley Ship, right?
I think so. I don't remember, but I'm sure you're right.
John Wesley Ship, who I like very much personally. Don't agree with his politics.
He just came out for Kamala yesterday, the Flash.
Who did?
John Wesley Ship. He just posted that yesterday.
Another guy I like very much, just don't agree with him politically.
We can disagree, get along.
Damn it.
I just can't understand.
Don't call me and my family garbage. That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing: it's like I'd be like, why would you vote for 4 more years of what we just had? And they always say to me, what I always hear is, I dislike Trump. I dislike him. It's all policy to me. It's policy. You can dislike him all day if you like. But they don't get his sense of humor, and he's funny. Like that garbage can truck thing was hysterical. It's top level trolling. Something we would do, except we're not running for president of the United States.
And they're working at McDonald's for 15 minutes. I've now worked there 15 minutes longer than Kamala. He's a master troll. But how about, here's something that I've thought about quite a few times. Do they feel the same way about us being Trump supporters that we feel about them? Because I don't understand how you could honestly, based on policy, no emotions. I honestly don't understand how you could choose her over Trump.
I'll let Dean go first, but I found out the answer last week because I've been wondering this for 8 years too, but I think I know.
Because one of us has to be right and one of us has to be wrong.
Right.
So do they look at us and say, how can you, and even if they do, what's that based? And I feel like that would just be based in emotion because Trump is so abrasive or crass or whatever you want to call him. Okay, fine. Didn't you guys grow up with older siblings? The ones that were, you ever heard anybody get their name called a name or something or teased?
You ever play a sport where you had coaches?
Right.
Lordy.
I hated some of my football coaches to this day.
Yeah.
But are we, I just don't understand. How do they justify voting for Kamala Harris? Like the next 4 years, if she were in, are going to be different.
They're going to be different. And I love our republic for which we stand. Not our democracy, our republic. It's a republic for a reason. Democracy is not on the ballot. Democracy is not in the Constitution. Democracy is not in the Declaration of Independence. It's about a republic. It's about protecting the rights of the individual, the rights of the minority. So we're not a majority. We're not two lambs and a wolf deciding what's for dinner. And so when you look at some of these policies, you'll get busted for disinformation. Because Gabe said that I don't know, something you said during this chat is disinformation. You might have been making a joke.
Right.
Oh, disinformation. That's it. So now you are demonetized. You can't use the central bank digital currency now. Your social credit score just went down. Baby. That stuff is crazy. That's that First Amendment. And they're still talking about curbing it on social media and all that. It's absolute nutness. I can't see how people look at that. This is what I want to do, as opposed to that unity government. We're like, let's change this stuff. Let's do it right. I want good for everybody in America and the world. I really, really do.
I do
too.
Think
that's the best way to get it done. I can't see how the other side thinks that staying with Kamala Harris is or going with her when she's got, I can go through so many things, but I just don't see how I can't see it. Like, to me, it does my head in, to use an English expression. It does my head in to think that it's even going to be a close election. I hope it's not.
You guys, I'm going to tell you this. I found it out last week. I was online on one of my accounts, YouTube, Twitter, somewhere, and a fan told me, because I was asking the same concept, that when you tell an anti-Trump person, he didn't say, drink bleach or this or that. The reaction is unreasonable. I saw it with my own eyes. I heard about it. You're voting for Trump, unfriend. Blah, blah. It's like all crazy. Not literally violent, but it's all like fast and hard and nuts and pure emotion. And the person I was talking to said, it's fear. Like, imagine if something jumped out of the corner right now, Dean. You might knock something off your desk. You wouldn't be careful because you're terrified, right? There's a big boogeyman jumps out.
I might shoot it.
Right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, YouTube, in Minecraft. No real guns. Well, that's not what we're talking about. But the reaction people have to Trump is fear, because they're buying the fake news. That, like, I always thought that, he's Hitler, he's this, he's that, was like a put down, an insult, and they don't really believe it. And when I talked to that person last week, it's like, oh God, they believe it. And then everything they do now makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense, but I thought, if I really believe the racist, and he's gonna, remember I told both of you, the day after Trump won in 2016, I still work for DC Comics, the editor-in-chief, Marie Javins, emailed me telling me, a minority, not to worry, because a white woman like her was going to protect me from Trump and his goons and all that.
Whew, you are so lucky.
Right. Wow. And it's like, they believe in the camps and the deportations and the rounding up everyone who's brown. And it's like, I thought it was like,
they did it, didn't they?
Rhetoric.
They did it under Trump.
Right. In his first 4 years, he did do that.
Everybody
That's right.
gay.
You're right.
So now think of those ultra hateful, ultra crazy reactions they have, and then say they're terrified and they're fearful of what they're seeing in the news. And it all makes sense. If that shit was true, you would be terrified.
Of course.
But it's not true.
Not even close to true.
Right. So I don't know how you break the spell. I don't know how you get them to.
She just said that he's gonna, if you're married to an immigrant, he's gonna send your immigrant wife home and then marry him off to somebody else. Like he's.
A white man, I think.
Yeah, he said.
I think she was reading from her fantasy journal or something like that.
But I like Latinas, so I think maybe I have a more shot for got to marry him off to white men.
Right.
I'm part white.
They're just gonna take your wife, your immigrant wife, send her home, and then marry you off like it's some kind of like Amish family somewhere that we found somebody for you.
Trump's gonna do
fuck out of here, man.
Trump arranged marriages from Trump.
What's that?
Hey, I'd let him arrange one for me. I'm sure he has good taste.
Right.
I would let him arrange
Dean,
one for me.
If Trump taps you for a position in his cabinet, you going?
Absolutely. I don't know what he would tap me for, but if he asks me to do anything, I'll be there in a heartbeat. That's true service, because God knows I don't want to do it right now. I'm having a really good time, gentlemen.
That's what I mean. I mean, you'd be walking away from your life. You got projects up in the air. You got plates spinning.
Tons.
But if he said, "Hey, man, I need you for 4 years,"
yes, sir.
Let's go.
Do it. You got to do it. Real quick from the audience, Lisa's Adventures. Can you ask Dean if he'll be in the UK anytime soon?
Whoa.
UK.
What's all these things?
I don't have exact plans, but it happens for me very quickly sometimes. I'm over in the UK, over in Spain, where my other house is, and I end up in Europe a lot. So it could happen in a flash, but I don't have any current plans. Lisa's Adventure, but I love the UK. It's turned into quite a show over there, so we'll see if that works out for the UK. But I'm not liking their trajectory at the moment, and it's going to be tough over there.
Keep your pants on, Lisa. Somebody I listen to on the regular is Katie Hopkins. Yep. She's in the UK, and she always has her here's what's going on in batshit bonkers Britain. So I like to tap in with her, and she gives it to you straight. What's going on over there? Who's doing what just happened? What's going on while you're focusing on this? What are they doing over here? So for what's going on in the UK, I definitely recommend Katie Hopkins. I've seen her live. She's a big fan of America because she realizes that it's almost like college football. When there's certain teams that are doing well, it's good for college football.
Oh yeah,
it's good for everybody. It's almost like order is being restored. Alabama, USC. You got the usual suspects, but when they're all doing well, that's the natural order of things. So when we're doing well, the world is a better place. Our allies are at ease, and there are a lot of people around the world who depend on their existence, their safety, their economy. Canada depends on our success. So we got a lot of people around the world pulling for us, and we're not going to be the only ones waiting with bated breath on November 5th to see how this shit shakes out. Because as you can see, that I don't want to call it a bottomless pit, but Ukraine, for our tax dollars, do you really think that Putin would have done what he did if Trump was in office?
Well, he didn't. He didn't when Trump was in office.
Yeah, he did not. And there's no coincidence. He didn't just hatch that plan right after Trump exited the White House. That was strategic. Men like that and those levels don't do things willy-nilly. They don't move their armies on a whim. These guys are planning this. They were waiting for the right moment. Trump loses. You install a frail, feeble, like one of those ugly dogs with its tongue permanently sticking out. Like that's what you have roaming your yard, the front yard of America. Or if you're a thief, are you going to tremble at the sight of that thing? No, you're going to do whatever you want and kick that thing over in the corner because it's nothing. And Trump is a Rottweiler, uncircumcised or unneutered, balls hanging. He's uncut. I've seen it. He's uncut. But you have, this unneutered Rottweiler patrolling the yard now. Now are you going to hop over that fence? Hell no. You don't want to get chewed up.
Rottweiler's going to do.
You don't want to get chewed up. So, man, the world is just like, come on, America.
Yeah, when you look at Javier Milei in Argentina, you look at Bukele in El Salvador.
Yeah,
they're kicking tail. I mean, what Milei has done with the Argentinian economy is crazy.
Quickly. He's done it quickly.
Like in 15 minutes. It's crazy.
We'll have it here too. You're going to have Elon, RFK, all those people, big thinkers.
I'm so excited and optimistic about that if that happens. How exciting.
Something you mentioned, Dean.
I don't want to be the first to go to Mars. I would nominate you, Jericho.
I'll check it out. They got any titties up there? They got any red planet titties?
Remember Total Recall.
They got 3. Guys, get up here. They got 3.
That's right.
But Dean, something you mentioned about having RFK there to help get rid of the poisons that are in our food. Honestly, I think if that's the one thing Trump did in his presidency was to eradicate that, or at least get close, deal a serious blow to that industry, I think his presidency would be a success.
Huge success.
That
Right.
shit.
If he just did that. But what if he transforms government, cuts waste, cuts our taxes, doesn't tax overtime at all, doesn't pay you for overtime, as somebody got mixed up on, Kamala, but actually doesn't tax overtime. I live in Las Vegas, doesn't tax tips. I mean, doesn't tax Social Security, and does like he did last time, suddenly bring in more revenue anyway. You know, there's so much that could happen. And I think Vivek is a genius. I think he is super smart. Love that guy. There's just a whole crew there that makes sense. And Elon, the way he would get rid of, I mean, the amount of government waste we have no idea. He would just burn it up, and it would be great.
I love it. I like when you see Elon Musk, like when he gets on stage at the rally at MSG, he's almost socially awkward.
Yeah, I think
in a way.
I mean,
he might be on the spectrum, Asperger's or something.
That's why he's a super genius.
Exactly.
That's the same way.
You want somebody who's going to be obsessive about the task at hand. And if you sick him on government waste, he is going to have a laser like focus until that shit is done.
He'll just do what he did to Twitter. He'll just gut the federal government and take all that glut and all those useless people that don't do anything but sit on their brains all day, stealing our money, and make us lean and mean. Make that federal government as small as possible.
He'll do something like, I don't know, let me reuse the rockets. I'll send it back down and I'll catch it.
This is one of my new hobbies.
I'll catch it.
One of my new hobbies is making fun of people on Twitter who say Elon Musk is an idiot. And then I'll just send them a picture of the rocket being caught by the arms. And then they'll tell me some stupid shit like his parents were millionaires. It's like a lot of people's parents were millionaires. They didn't start 5 multi-billion-dollar companies that are industry leaders.
Dude, don't you wish
and transform the world? Nah.
Don't you wish your parents were millionaires? I wouldn't mind growing up with my parents being million. Like, it's a bad thing. Oh, your parents were well off. Gross.
Well, that's the thing we used to do in this country is we used to celebrate success and want to emulate it instead of want to tear it down. And they do that in other countries, and I've seen that. Katie Hopkins might live in one of those countries. And it happens a lot in the UK. And I've seen that because I know a lot of friends, tons of friends, and very close people to me in the UK. And they were like, one of the things about you Americans is, like, you guys celebrate success. I see Michael Jordan talk about his hard work. Kobe Bryant talk about his hard work. I'm like, well, damn it. I'm not working hard enough.
Right.
I'm gonna get in there. I'm going to do it. I want to achieve. I want to be Kobe. I want to be Mike. I want to be like Mike. There's a reason that was such a great commercial.
I think the people here genetically, the psychology of us passed down from our ancestors is daring, bold people who think outside the box and dare to imagine what it took to get on those ships across the Atlantic and come here.
No.
And then for the centuries after to come from Asia, to come from Africa, to just where people came from everywhere. My dad coming here when he's 19 years old, and all of you in the chat, everyone, your ancestors they got brave, said goodbye to their home, and they came here and they probably never went back to Europe or whatever. That's a different kind of person. And to come out here and just go west, like Little House on the Prairie, and just settle some land with your wife and a donkey and a couple shovels, those are people. That's where this Elon stuff, that's where it all comes from. So I think Americans, we're those kind of people in general, not all of us, but I think there's a more of a concentration in this country than anywhere else on earth. It's why everything comes from here. TV, computers, all kind of music. Like, we set the standard for every innovation that happens because that's the kind of people that we are,
and
historically.
And government didn't strangle us. It allowed us, capitalism and freedom allows you as an individual to create something and do something. That's why everybody wants to come here.
Right.
Yeah.
That ability. I don't care what color, creed, race. I mean, the richest man in the world is an African-American.
Sure is. Right on.
Right on.
Hey, I'm African-American too.
I've never been to Africa. I'm the
My
only
father
been to Africa.
from Africa.
I've been to Africa. I don't want to go back. Africa sucks.
I'll tell you what, Kenya, though, Nairobi was, the slums. That was rough. We were doing some charity work down there, some Christian work down there, and rebuilding some stuff for some kids in orphanages and giving them food and clothing and stuff like that, which is really cool. But you see the bright eyes in these kids, and you go, I mean, there was like 4 kids. There was one kid, William. I could have took that if I could have taken that kid out of the orphanage and raised him as my son. That dude was so smart and so bright-eyed, there, but for the grace of God, go I. Why God placed him there instead of someplace here where he could maybe change the world, I don't know. But I look at that and I'm like, man, so lucky to be born here, so blessed to be born here with all this opportunity, because it really is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
That's why people want to be here. I've seen other countries where that, you achieve success, well, they're going to take it from you.
Yeah.
Or
they have a caste system. A caste system where you can't be successful in the first place. I had that discussion like that with my son today. So he's really into football. He wants to be a receiver. So every day we go out and we just play catch, and he'll run his little routes. And sometimes we'll just play catch. So the last couple of days he's been obsessing over making one-handed catches because he's watching the Odell Beckham Jr. clips and Justin Jefferson. I said, okay, but they just didn't get out of bed catching one-handed passes. I said, we got to work. So for like a half an hour, I'm just throwing passes to him, and he's trying to catch it with one hand. And probably through, 50 passes, he got maybe 5 of them, that he actually caught. But I said, that will be, but he's like, Dad, I can't do it. Yes, you can. We've only been out here for 20 minutes. Yes, you can. If you want to be one of these guys that you see on TV and you want to be in the NFL or whatever, you want to be good at this, you want to be great, we have to work. We have to come out here every day and do this. And he'll tell me, Dad, can we go play? Can we go play? So I'm trying to instill in him that if you want to be great, man, you got to work. You're in a country where your hard work will take you to the top. People will notice it. They will help you get to the top. People want to help people who want to help themselves. And if you put in the hard work, no matter what it is, there's no way you can't succeed. There's just no way. There's things in life that you just believe. Your mind won't let you see it any other way. And with your hard work, success will find you. It will find you.
I decided when I was 13 years old that I was going to work with Jim Lee doing comic books. He hired me personally when he was the vice president of DC Comics. Like DC HR, they didn't hire me. It was him. He picked me by seeing my art. But I decided that, worked my ass off to learn to draw, color, write, all the stuff I needed, and worked on it from 23 years old until he hired me, or from 13 years old until I was 29 when he finally hired me. So like, if you decide something and you do it and you don't quit, something has to happen, right?
Yeah. Eventually. It has to.
You see all the guys talking about Dana White, guys like that. They're like, look, if you got a little bit of that dog in you right now, if you're one of those guys who has that push, you're going to roll over these kids today because they're soft. They're not pushing for that. They want to take, what they want to do, Jericho? They want to take a timeout right in the middle of a war.
There you go. Stop shooting. Stop. Knock it off. That is so, that would be like you going through like double days in the summertime when you were playing at Princeton and they're kicking your ass. It's humid. People are throwing up and shit. You're hot. You're thirsty. You're hurting. You're tired. You probably didn't go to bed at 8 p.m. and get 8 hours of sleep that night for whatever reason. And then the next class behind you, they get to take breaks and they're inside. There's air conditioning. Somebody's squirting cold Gatorade in their mouth for them, giving them those little choppy massages. You're like, what the fuck? You kicked me in my nuts last summer and these guys get a resort? That's how it is to go through the rough and tumble military and then to have this class come up where you get a timeout. The only timeout we got was at 2,200 hours when we went to sleep. That's your timeout. Other than that, go. March, run, jump, go.
Right here in the chat, this pissed me off. Kids don't want their driver's license. My kids wanted it when they turned 16. The kids, they don't want them. And the thing that pissed me off when my kids were in high school is the boys are like cowards and they don't want to ask girls to the dance. So like 5 or 6 boys will go together with their buddies and the girls will go together. And the poor girls, they're just dying, begging to, in their mind, just begging the guys to ask them to go. And I remember my son was a freshman. He didn't know any better. This is the culture now. And I'm like, so who's your date for the homecoming? Right? He was like, oh, I don't have one. I'm going with, Joey and Bobby and Nick. And I'm like, the hell you are. And I'm like, no, you can go with your buddies, but you're gonna ask a girl. You need to know how to ask a girl on a date. And my son is very handsome. You guys know him. He has no problem getting dates now. But I remember telling him in high school, you're not allowed to go unless you ask a girl. You have to have the respect to like ask a girl. You take her to get something to eat, and you take her to dance. You take her home. What the hell? But he was trying to, be modern or whatever. They don't ask girls, but it's soft, man. It's soft. Man. That's weird stuff. That is.
Let me make a tremendous segue. You were talking about your son, Jericho, and how he has to work 20 minutes. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because you want to jump out and be Odell Beckham. You don't become Odell Beckham in 5 minutes or in 20 minutes. You do 20 minutes a day, every day for 6 years. You got a shot to be an Odell Beckham. You may not have the gifts, the physical gifts that he has, but you work that and you'd be like, you know what? I may not be as fast as Odell, but nothing comes off my hand. Right. Because I work it every day, all day long. The problem is for a lot of people is they see the whole journey. I'll never make it. I can never get there. Navy SEALs. I can't make it through the next evolution. I can't get there. But you don't do that. What you do, and this might be covered in a comic that I heard is coming up.
What?
That's not how it works. What? You don't see the finish line. What can you make? Can ask your son? Can you catch one more ball? Catch one more ball. Catch one more ball. And you catch that next ball and you go, and that's how you make that trip. That's how you make that journey. Right. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with
one step. Remember what Muhammad Ali would say about his workouts, his sit-ups, and his push-ups? He didn't start counting until he started to get tired. When he started to feel the burn, then he would start counting. But before that, it's like, no, we're just going. We were all raised by good men, good grandfathers, good football coaches. So we have that privilege. So many young men and women don't have that. It's terrible. So the three of us all know that you're a little kid, you're scared, you're sweaty, you're tired, you're cleaning your room or you're mowing the yard or you're at football practice. You're at something that sucks and you want to quit and you don't know any better. And a man, a father, a grandfather, a coach comes to you and says, no, Jericho, wipe the tears. You can do it. You're better than that. And it's like the greatest thing in the world to be told, because then you walk through the fire, you walk through that fear and you're like, oh my God, I did it. And it becomes addictive. You know what I mean?
Happens to you psychologically when you do that. When you take on something that hard, I can't do it. I did it. It's
right. Over. I love to tell this story. I coached football forever. I played it, then I coached it forever. Dean and I know a lot about football, And Dean went a little further than me. But there was a kid, 8 years old, 2008. I'm coaching football here in San Diego, Pop Warner. It's the first day, August. It's good weather here, but we get a little hot in August. He's an 8-year-old. He's never played tackle football before. And we're doing the conditioning, just running around the football field, and he starts crying. He hates this. Sweat, snot, tears. Coach, I want to go. And I stop and I say, hey, Casey, calm down. Hand on his shoulder. I squat down so eye to eye. And I make him a promise. I said, you can do this. I'll run it with you. You don't run it alone. I'll run with you. And if you come back because he said, I'm quitting the team. I'm like, no, you're not. If you come back every day, I promise I'll come back every day and I'll coach you every day. But you got to promise you're going to come back. Long story short, that kid goes on. He plays. He does good. He's a star in Pop Warner. He's a city star in high school. The highest award you can win in San Diego is the Silver Pigskin Award. He's a nominee for that as like a junior and a senior. Gets a full ride to UC Davis to play football. So I'm not giving myself all the credit. He lifted the weights. He ate right. He slept. He did it all. But like that one little degree, that one moment in life where he's ready to go home and a man tells him, you can do this. It's hard. It's hot. It sucks, but you can do it. Believe me, I'm telling you the truth. And I do think and I coached him for a couple years, but I think that's all the difference that some of these people that are social justice warrior, DEI, all these like professional victims, they never had this. They never had this man look them in the eyes and says, you're better than this. You can do this. And it's a tragedy, man.
It is a tragedy. It's awful. I feel terrible as a kid who was fortunate enough to get adopted by a real strong father. Man, I look at where I could have gone.
Right.
It's not a pretty scene. And a strong mother, a strong teacher can do that too. I saw a thing on Instagram or something the other day. This woman is laying there and she's reading this she's a teacher for her whole life. She's reading this thing about some kid saying, hey, you were the only, I just want to say, you were the only teacher who believed in me. I was a little slow or I was a little rambunctious as, kid. How do you stick a boy in a classroom and expect to sit there for 3 hours at 6 years old? I mean, they got to run around, throw things. Right. They don't have ADHD. They're called. They have an what is it? We're XY. You got an XY chromosomes. That's it. I get confused these days. And they were saying, look, it would be there. You go, Janine. Your husband died. I knew Michael, and that was huge. And you do it. Next step. Next day. But so this teacher's reading this thing.
I'll read it in a second, Janine. I'll read it in a second. I'll let Dean finish his comment here.
So this teacher's reading this thing from this guy, and I was looking at the video, and the video is just like one shot. She's sitting on the bed, and there's a doctor behind her, black dude, who's got his mask is off, but he's just sitting there. But she's kind of reading to the camera, and she's reading about this kid who believed in him, and like changed his life, and she's like, I don't know who it is, and you did these things, and you believed me, and everybody else said this, but you believed in me. Because of that, it gave me the strength to keep going on and do this, and and I went on, and I did this, and I got this done, and I did this, and then I went to medical school, and I became a doctor, and I became a doctor, and she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know who it is, and then I became a doctor, and I was wonderful, and the greatest thing that ever happened to me was I got to operate on you and save your life today, and I just want you to know, another token of my respect and thank you, is your surgery and all of the costs have been covered by me.
Wow.
What you did for me. And then she's like, I don't know who it is. Then she reads the name. Oh, turns around, the dude behind her. I'm going to cry. That's the dude.
Wow.
He sat there and listened to her. And she bawled. I was like, man, onions. Someone's cutting.
I'm telling you.
Onions was going here.
Who the hell's cutting onions in here, damn it?
It's like that end of It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
That's why I love It's a Wonderful Life, man.
Damn.
But okay, let me take care of some business real quick. Janine Bellotti, I did not think, she says she did not think she would survive after her husband died. But she picked herself up and took the first step and then the next step and so on. Perseverance. Thank you for the 5, very generous, and very, very, very sorry about your husband. We've all lost people that we love desperately. And I don't know if you're a person of faith, but, God is there. And, you should be proud of yourself to keep going like that, and the preciousness of your life to keep going, to honor the preciousness of your life that God gave you. That's amazing that you're able to carry on and have a great attitude. So I won't play the Van Damme thing on this. That doesn't seem appropriate.
Why? That's what she needs. Some Belgian buns.
I'll play it after this one. X-Wing.
Janine. I would say Janine's thing, by the way, her husband, Michael, I knew him as well. And I like Janine very much. And I know how tough that was on her. Well, I don't know. I mean, I understand.
Right.
It was incredibly tough and great guy. But what would Michael want you to do, Janine? He would want you to
Belgian buns, girl.
Get it, do it. Be like, go. So, and I think a booty shake is okay.
You think so? Okay. Yeah. You guys talked me into it. All right, here you go. You send in the super chat, guys. You get the what is it? The booty from Brussels, Van Damme.
Shake, 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 shake your booty.
In the movie Kickboxer, it does not zoom in like that. You have to thank my daughter Minnie for doing that ultra zoom in.
Minnie the perv had to zoom in.
Hey, careful. Let me. There was another one here. X-Wing for 5, and then guys, we're gonna get to why are we here tonight? What is this mysterious thing that Dean and I have been teasing you with for a week? Something new for Big Man Comics, but
got nothing to do with that damn vampire cape Gabe's wearing.
Oh, thank you for noticing. Jericho commented on your suit earlier, but no one has mentioned my cape yet, and I'm very upset about it.
Well, maybe you put some vampire teeth in, it might help.
I have vampire teeth right here.
That kind of looks like
I have vampire teeth right here, and I have denture cream to put them on, and it's so uncomfortable because you can't shut your mouth because the teeth get in the way. I'll do it if you want.
Vampire issue.
I'll try.
Have an underbite.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it the underbite. X-Wing for $5. Thank you, X-Wing. Shout out Gabe. Jay's buddy met you in Vegas. Got that holographic signed Dean Cain All-American Lawman on the wall. Join us on the Bro Science. Hail Dean, the base Superman. Hit me up on a private message on Twitter. I don't check my private messages on Instagram that too much. There's too much spam there. But check me out. Hit me up on Twitter on X on Big Man Comics. And if you have a show or something that you're talking about. And then I saw another one in here. Angela Marine for $4.99. And I think that was a super sticker. Yeah, it is. So let me share the screen. Just to
she's got an Emmy in front of her.
People pay for these things. I want to share it. They get their money's worth from YouTube here. So here it is for $4.99. It looks like, what is this thing supposed to be? Oh, it's a balloon, 1 heart. Well, there you go. Thank you.
I'm going to
Okay,
use my
so-
timeout card right now and use the restroom. It's just
Okay.
a timeout card, Jericho.
All right. I'll try and put on the vampire
Tell
cape.
the
That's your
bad
second
guy to stop
one.
shooting at me for a minute.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a timeout.
Stop.
Stop. Where do we
All right.
go? Double click it.
I don't
got
want to
my
put
kid
these
over here
teeth on.
doing
I don't
tech.
want to.
All right, timing out and going to the bathroom.
All right. Enjoy yourself.
Okay.
It's more than two
Dodgers
shakes.
are
You're
up
playing.
7-6. Dodgers.
Oh, come on, LA.
Top of the 8.
Okay. You
More
see,
than two shakes. You're playing with it, Dean.
what do you think? Do I look like I could bite somebody?
Yeah, but you're more of a lichen with them on the bottom.
Okay. Well, I hate this. I don't like this shit at all. This is terrible. I'm not doing this shit. It's not. It hurts.
I'm not doing it.
Dude, then
I'm
the
fucking doing
denture cream is all like I'm eating glue in kindergarten.
Oh, good old. No, remember it was paste. It wasn't glue.
Yeah.
It was paste. Love that shit.
Well, that
Never
was a
ate it.
terrible idea.
Now you know. Trial and error, Gabe. Trial and error.
So, no, I tried that last week. I knew better. Now I got to drink some water to get this up.
Get that
So-
fucking chemicals out of your mouth.
Right. So it's let's see here real quick. Okay, so it's it'd be cool if he came back as Superman.
that'd be crazy. That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of things if he did that.
Yeah, I'm doing computer after.
Good job.
All right. Did you ever, Dean, for fun, wear
No.
like a Superman suit underneath your like 3-piece suit? And then like in real life, like not in TV. Like wear the Superman leotard, for lack of a better term, under like a nice tailored suit and then rip it, when you're out somewhere.
No, I haven't done that. But I will say, sometimes if we would just do the, he's got the suit on, whenever he opens up, that wouldn't always be full tights and everything. That would
Or just be the top.
Sort of a top, like a jujitsu, wearing the
Was it
jujitsu-
one of those like old Gold Rush onesies with the door in the back seat, for the bathroom at night or anything?
Well, you'd have the one that would come across the front and snap. I was a baby.
Snapping the crotch. Dean, hopefully you can answer this. Has a woman ever wanted you to wear it?
Oh no!
When you guys were having a deep conversation.
What kind of question is this? It's a family show. How
I
dare you?
use my second card.
I said
Timeout.
when they had a
Timeout
deep
card.
conversation.
I need a timeout card, Jericho.
That's your last one, Dean. Don't burn it. That's your last one.
I'm burning now. Just do it.
Heather says, "Why don't you all have costumes on?" Yeah, guys.
All right. Fine.
I made the effort of putting a cheap cape from Party City on.
What can I do?
I don't have anything in here that's costume-esque. I'll dress up as a YouTuber. Bam, there you go.
There you go.
Done. Done. But that would be, well, how about this, Dean? Would you be open to that? If a young lady says, I want you to come over for a deep conversation, would you consider donning the Superman costume for that conversation?
I mean, there could be an instance where that might happen.
Okay.
I can't say it's out of the realm of possibility.
Right. If the conversation was deep enough, then yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go jump into a quick costume. I'll be right back.
All right.
If he comes back as Superman, this is going to be the greatest.
And then we'll talk about what we're going to reveal tonight that you guys are going to absolutely love. Gene Bonadio. Bonadio. Yeah, the Italian stuff throws me off, man, with the double C's and the double
Gene Bonadio.
Gene Bonadio.
Boopity-boppity-boopity.
I'm sure she appreciates that. Jane for $4.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Is that a sticker? Oh, it is a sticker here.
A sticker.
Let's see. Let me share my screen. Ooh, and what's that behind? It's a balloon, one, and a heart. So he'll be back. Dean looking in his desk drawer like he has a costume in there. Are you excited for Halloween? I love Halloween. It's one of my absolute favorite things since I was a little kid. As an artist, a creator, I love the concept of dressing up. I love haunted houses. When Big Man Comics is huge, and I'm just like Walt Disney, and I don't let my company go woke. I want to have theme parks, haunted houses, all the cool rides. Mm-hmm. Not just like roller coasters. Those are fun or whatever, but I like the dark rides, like the Pirates of the Caribbean, the haunted house, all that good stuff. All right, what are you dressed as?
I'll do it right now. Ready?
All right.
Ready?
Oh!
Don't recognize me, do you?
No. Where's Dean?
Yeah, where's
I don't know
Dean?
who
Who
you
the
are,
hell are you?
sir.
This is gonna
We
freak
need-
you guys out, right?
We need
What'd
Dean
you-
Cain here.
You
what'd
ready
you
for
do with
this? It's
Dean?
gonna freak you out. Gabe, you don't want to miss this. Ready?
Yeah. Oh,
Dean.
what in the hell just happened?
Hey,
Welcome
man,
back, man.
I did that for 4 years and I got away with it. So,
Dean, I want you to know that there's an intruder in your house walking around with glasses. So watch out for that dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just there.
Weird
He had
guy.
glasses on. So
Weird
watch
guy.
your back.
Halloween.
Watch
Dude looked
your
like
back,
a wild
man.
man reporter.
He did.
Hold on.
From a small town in the Midwest, son of a bitch.
There we go.
Gabe,
Who,
where's Gabe?
Yeah, where's
Hmm?
Gabe?
Oh, he'll
Who's
be
that?
back. He'll be back.
All right. And
He'll
you
be back.
who are
Until
you?
then,
Vlad.
Hey.
What's up, Gabriel?
Gabe, you got
I'm
an
back,
intruder. You got an intruder in your house too. Weird.
Ah,
Yeah,
we're all
man,
good
might be
here.
the
Well,
same dude.
I got rid of him.
You know what? Something I've always wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. Dean, I wonder if you were ever able to do this, being when you were on, being that you're in, the entertainment world. You'd always watch the TV show, the sitcoms and stuff, and on the Halloween episode, they always had like the best makeup and
Right.
costumes, because of course it's a movie, it's a show, whatever.
We got the
But they would always have the coolest shit, the coolest makeup. I've always wanted to have like my makeup, for whatever character, werewolf or whatever, but done professionally. With that shit just looks so real. I always thought that was so cool.
But we do that like if you get in a fight, in a thing, they put a scar across. I had one where I played a guy who fought a lot and I actually got hit a few times and like got a scar right through my eyebrow. We just plucked the eyebrow, put that scar stuff on. I mean, it looks so real. It's crazy.
It's nuts, man.
And they're so good at it. And you're like, damn. And it helps you play the character sometimes too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I can, because my eye is jacked up, but
Mm-hmm.
I can, it's easy to play that because you can't see out of it or whatever it is. It's cool. And then of course, then there's the days where like you just get off and it's the last shot of the night and you've been there for 20 hours and you just want to get home. And they're like, let me take that off. Like, I'll take a shower when I get home.
Yeah.
You drive home with that crap on your face, just hoping you don't get pulled over. Boo! Let me explain.
Let me go, officer. I just got the shit kicked out of me.
How do you, Jericho, how do you pronounce this lady's last name again? I'm bad with the Italian.
Bonadio.
Bonadio.
Bonadio's what.
Bonadio.
Jean,
Hello,
Dean,
Jean.
she said hello.
All right. She's
So
Sicilian.
go ahead.
Hey, Dean, I heard that. What's the longest amount of time you spent in a makeup chair?
Oh man, not that Grinch stuff that Jim Carrey had to go through, because that is crazy. But in order to do, the pilot episode of Lois and Clark, they body casted me.
Right.
So I had to stand there with my hands on like these little things. You're in your underwear. They stand and they wrap you in cellophane, like saran wrap, and they start plying this stuff on you. And the reason they have your hands on there like that is because that plaster got so heavy. They don't do it now. They just digitize you and you just stand there and off you go. But we had to do plaster cast. So that got so heavy on your body. I was like, man, this is crazy because you can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Your hands are on that thing. And they're like, if you fall backwards, you're going to fall backwards. They're going to have to catch you or whatever. And you're too damn heavy to catch. So that was hours. But after they did that one, they did the body, then they did the head. And they put two straws up your nostrils. You're breathing through your nose, through these nostrils, just your nostrils with these straws, and the stuff is on top of you, and it's so heavy. Man, I don't know how long that was, but it felt like 4 hours. But it really was probably about 25 minutes. But
if you
What did they need to make a cast of you for?
To digitize me back then in 1993, 92 is when we were shooting it, really, to digitize the body and make a whole body cast.
Oh, okay.
They had to do, that's the old stuff. They couldn't
Like
do
if
it
you
this
had
time.
if you had any issues with claustrophobia, like when they casted your head, that would be
I
an
get
issue.
claustrophobic. I wasn't comfortable.
Man.
Breathe. Use those Navy SEAL techniques that they were using for Jim Carrey, because he would sit there for 4 to 6 hours.
Terrible.
Put all that stuff on. You just want to
So
go.
that's gotta be cool for you to kind of have a foot in both worlds, where you came from, like you said, where they had to casket. Now they would digitize you, but back then they had to cast it and everything was more practical. That's got to be cool coming from that old school but still being relevant and still doing it today. So you kind of, I don't know, kind of appreciate how it used to be, you know, because things are easier, streamlined, they're faster, they're cheaper, just how you want your business to go. You want it to be cheap to run, easy to turn out your product, but that had to be pretty cool to be in that, to something. Maybe you had dreams about this when you were a kid, or you certainly had dreams about making it once you got into acting, and to be there, like I'm in a makeup chair, they're putting a scar on my face, they're casting my body. I'm the things I saw on TV, the lights around the mirror, the makeup artist, I'm doing that shit. Watching, you know, the Superman movies and the Superman TV shows. I'm doing that shit. I am Superman. I got Terry Hatcher next to me. I'm on a set. There's lights, camera, action. Like, I'm doing it. Did you have a moment like that where you were able to kind of step back and, holy shit?
I had about 700 of them, and it went on and on and on. I mean, I was terrified before it first started. I'm like, man, I hope I can pull this off. I hope people like me. Japanese Superman running around. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if the people will say you're terrible. Christopher Reeve was my Superman. It's a whole different incarnation. I was like, man, I just hope people like me. You know, I'm going to do my best, but you know, you got that football player mentality. You're like, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to rock through this and let the cards fall where they may. And then fortunately, I got great people around me. Robert Butler, our director and executive producer, and really like the hit maker, sat down with me, went over stuff. Having grown up in the business helped a ton. Having seen everybody that I knew, you know, growing up, you know, my student council had they were 2 years older than me, but I mean, like the Speaker of the House was Rob Lowe, and the you know, vice president or president was Holly Robinson. To watch them go off and do their things, you know, Emilio Estevez, all these kids, Sean Penn, Chris Penn. I was like, all right, so I get it. I get the game. I see how it is. I felt like, you know, I should belong there. Honest to goodness, I was nervous as could be, and I wanted to do the best I could. But I was like, all right, I get this. I belong here. Let's go. I'm going to do this. It's going to be cool. But I had so many moments where I was geeking out. Man, look, I've been in Superman outfit.
Look at this. Look at this. I don't know about this question. I'm a little. Is this insulting? Did you have to pad your super suit? How dare you?
Like where?
That's a good question.
You talking like the pecs or?
I think anywhere. But I'll tell you right now, the only place I padded, I didn't pad. There's no pad.
Didn't pad nothing, girl. Didn't need to.
That's all daddy. No pad.
They were asking him to tuck it more. They were like, dang, can you tuck that bad boy more? You're fucking up the suit.
It's funny you say that, Jericho, because Dean, you told this in public, but I don't know if Jericho remembers. They did have to tape over your nipples.
I got pointy nipples, man. I'm Japanese, man. They pop out.
They had to tape under the suit, under the nipples, so Superman wasn't like this.
Hey, I'll tell you that my buddy would be like, he'd be like, Dean, if you slid into third base head first, it would look like this. If you got two lines in the dirt. That's jacked up.
You know what, Dean? There's people on set. There's wardrobe people right now who are telling that story at Thanksgiving or at parties. Like, yeah, Dean came in. He had these crazy nipples. We had to tape them down. That's cool, man.
Put pasties on him.
That's pretty cool.
I would sometimes wear them for days, you know, just because I want to feel a little freaky. And then you can attach things and make tassels. No, I didn't do that.
Real quick, here's a question, and then we'll get to. We'll take this question, and then it's. I want to ask you guys what you're going to be for Halloween, and then we'll get to the business of why we's here, because I know Dean and Jericho, we all gotta go sooner or later. So you know, you've been up.
I'll be asleep 15 minutes after we finish tonight. I had 2 hours of sleep.
Heather,
too many time zones.
Heather from Lake Havasu, who I always accuse of living in Phoenix.
She lives right near me, though.
There you go. Do you think there's a lot of actors that are closet Trump supporters?
No, I'm sure of it. Yeah. It's nice to see people come out and talk about it, but when they do, they just get vilified or get put into that group. You know, Zachary Levi came out and started talking about things, and they're all over him and this and that. You know, Zachary Levi's in a good enough spot and is established himself where he can talk about stuff and they can't. What are you going to do? You know, he's there. He's got it. He's Shazam. He's Kurt Warner. He's a million other things, and he's super talented. And what are you going to do? So you can't, you know, there are people who can do it. Chris Pratt, you know, just talking about his love of the Lord and God, you know, and Christianity and how he lives his life. That if it was a young kid, they would have canceled him. Now we don't want to hear that, you know. But he was Brad, and he had established himself. So it's for young actors, it's hard. That's why I think it's imperative about, for us, James Woods, super smart, great career. John Voight, what are you going to, he keeps working. So there's a lot of guys that'll come up to me and be like, yo, I'm with you 100%. I can't tell you how many people in every walk of life come up to me and thank me, not for playing Superman. They're like, hey man, I enjoyed you as Superman, but I really appreciate you speaking out because you give a voice out there that I can't do it. I get fired for this, and I want to say this. And I sit on the board of directors for the NRA. They're like, hey man, I want to get a gun. I don't know what to do. What's the steps? We got the Ideological training programs. We got all kinds of stuff. I'm a sworn deputy sheriff. Have been for several years now. They talk about law enforcement, all these different things, but they can't do that openly, even though we're making a movie about cops and firearms and everything. They can't talk about it. Everybody on all the crew, I mean, like 98%. Yo, man.
Wow.
So I just feel like I don't know how it's not going to be a landslide. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, it's unfortunately we've all lost our faith in the media. We've all
Hopefully any water pipes won't break.
So. Yeah, and you guys stop counting. You keep going, but you got to leave.
And also, don't watch this stuff here. We're going to put some things up in the windows to stop you from looking at us counting ballots.
Well, you know that when people have nothing to hide, they cover up what they're doing.
They hide everything.
Can you imagine the two of you were standing there and I walk up to you with one hand behind my back and I won't tell you what I'm doing? Like, obviously, there's something in my hand if I'm hiding it.
Yeah.
Like,
well, if we have them, we're going to draw them.
Yeah.
We're going to draw them.
You see that? What's
out from whatever's behind your back really slowly.
What's in your hand? What's in your hand?
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
All right.
Wait, Gabe. Wait, Gabe. Before you get to the main course, Dean, you mentioned that on the student council, the vice president of the president was Holly Robinson.
Yep.
What an unfortunate looking lady, right? That poor, ugly duckling.
And just not smart.
Man.
Not smart
21 Jump Street, forget about it.
Oh, she ruled the school. Her and her buddy Piper, they ruled the school. There's two black girls in Malibu who ran the whole school. I mean, like,
well, when they look like
they were
that,
the most popular girls. They ran everything. I mean, first of all, Holly Robinson, if you know her, she's just a force of nature. I don't like some of her politics, and her husband Rodney Pete is a baller, and I love Rodney to death. And we probably disagree on some things, and that's okay. Magic Johnson, I love him to death. I don't agree with some of his politics. We would sit and talk about it, and we'd be fine. It's just one of those things, and unfortunately, Robert De Niro can get up in front of the Tonys and say F Trump and get a standing ovation.
Does he get on like a little step stool when he does that, little guy?
Yeah, when you can notice, if you look real close, his nose was bleeding when he got up there.
I don't bully short guys.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I'm just kidding. But he was up so high, he's like, oh shit, you're getting vertigo. He's getting vertigo up there. Getting hot. You guys hot?
I don't throw my height around.
We can disagree and still respect one another and respect one another's opinions and talk policy. I don't like it because of this. I think we should have a strong border so that we know who's coming into the country. You can't go into any other country. Go to Mexico and try to stay there for 6 years.
Yeah, Mexico won't do that. My friend went down there. They crawled up his ass and looked at everything before he came. His financial records, his any legal trouble he had been in, his mental state, all kinds of shit. They want to know everything about him. And the most important question was, when are you leaving? When are you going to be done here? And the day after you're supposed to be gone, we're going to come look for you and make sure that you're gone. Period.
So
I've had a home in Spain for 20. I've had a home in Spain for 23 years. I can't do more than 90 days there. I got to leave the country.
Wow.
Or else I'm in violation of their immigration laws, and it's over.
So
here we go. Top of the ninth, boys.
All right. I've lived in San Diego for most of my life, and I just started seeing last year these on the streets now. They just block the sidewalks. And if you go to Mexico, I go to Mexico. It's 20 miles from my house to go to Mexico. They're everywhere. But now that we are the nexus, San Diego, of illegal crossings, we're getting thousands a day here.
Mhm.
And now these are showing up on San Diego neighborhood streets, like selling tacos, selling aguas frescas.
I'm sure
selling
they've got their permits and everything.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
It's just.
But people
like,
will say, leave them alone. They're just trying to make a living. They're hardworking people. Yeah, so are we. But
Right.
we have to get the permits. Just because we weren't born here does not make us able to work hard. It doesn't mean we love our children less because we didn't come from a third world country. I guarantee you, I love my kids just as much as that poor miner in Argentina or South America somewhere. You don't work harder than I do. I hate that shit. Just because you're not from here, you're a harder worker, you love your family more, you're willing to sacrifice more because you come from another country. That's ridiculous. I gotta pay for the permits. I gotta do all that shit. I gotta follow the rules. I gotta put duct tape down over that power cord that's going across the sidewalk. I gotta be out of here at a certain time. I gotta keep my sound at a certain decibel. So if you're gonna be here, you got to play by the rules.
Like Jericho, both of you have been to my house. You know where I live. The houses in this neighborhood, they average $1 million. That sounds like a lot, but it's San Diego. There's 2 of those things in my neighborhood now. I keep seeing them. Like, what the hell is going on?
Hey,
hell no.
Gabe, how long do you think if you opened up Gabe's Tacos?
Right.
Tacos and shawarma.
Right.
Gabe's, because you are a walking dichotomy. Gabe's Tacos and shawarma. How long would that last? And you open it up in front of your house.
No, they shut you down. No permit. You'd be shut like that. You know,
the big baby could probably have a little lemonade stand out there, and they'd probably come out there and shut her down because it's a city ordinance. Never mind the fact that she's a beautiful little child just trying to sell a little lemonade. Man, shit's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Well, on a more positive note, we'll get to the last 2 things: Halloween, and then the big reveal. Finally reveal what the hell it is we've been teasing. I just want to ask you guys, because I love Halloween so much, the Disney haunted house, dressing up as a kid, making dioramas. I love the creativity of Halloween. That's the aspect I love. What are you going to be? What are you guys going to dress up as? Are you going to dress up as anything at all or no?
I am going to, I'm going to disappoint you. I'm just going to put on a wig in my bathrobe and some pajamas and walk around with my son to go trick-or-treating. But my kids, they go all out. My son's going to be like this murderous clown or something. My daughter's going to be Super Mario. She's going to be Mario at school with her and her friends Luigi. And then I think at night she's going to be an angel or something like that. Something where it involves.
Quick question. It may seem silly, Jericho, but a wig and a bathrobe. Who the hell are you?
Right.
I'm me in a bathrobe. I'm me in a bathrobe. Hello.
What kind of wig?
Crazy ass neighbor. Oh damn! There goes that neighbor guy in the bathroom. We had one of those when I grew up in Malibu. Next door, Mr. Marks. He had been shot in the head in Vietnam, so he had a plate in his head.
Oh man!
He would just cruise up and down. Huge, 6'8". And, I was in 5th grade. We were terrified of him. He would just cruise up and down the street, and we were always in the streets because that's what we did till it was dark, and then we'd come home, and Mr. Marks would be there, and I can't even tell you what he would call us, but it was hysterical. It was hysterical. It was the N-word. We were the Cain N-word Jews.
Yeah, everything.
And we're like little Japanese kids running around. I was like, what? Terrified of that man. But he walked around. I think you could go as him. I'd be scared to death of you in a bathrobe and a wig.
Yeah, you should be. That's quite a sight.
You should be.
Especially, I may or may not have anything underneath it.
P. Diddy tried to escape justice.
That's who you're going as.
That was brilliant.
Dude,
that's brilliant. You might not have anything under. I don't wear. What do I wear under a robe, man?
Hey, Dean, that's what we call a game time decision, man. That's game time decision.
I'm going to Shohei Ohtani, man.
Speaking of game time decision, did you see Tim Walz say that AOC throws a mean pick 6? Did you get to see that?
Okay.
They were playing Madden. They're trying to get male voters by playing Madden on the internet during NFL Sunday. When all the football maniacs are going to watch them play a video game.
Or watching other people play on Stitch.
And you know what the score
was? Twitch. What is that shit? Twitch?
Whatever.
Twitch. You know what the score was in that game?
Yeah, wasn't it 0-0?
0-0. Because they didn't know what the F they were doing, man. How do you not score in Madden?
At all.
He was trying to run the pick 6.
Did he call it a pick stick? What did he say?
No, he said AOC knows how to run a mean pick 6.
Oh my goodness.
That's not a play you run. For those of you that don't know, that's not football terminology.
What that tells me? You know what that tells me? He don't know a fucking thing about football.
No.
Well, wait, wasn't he the head coach
No,
No,
he
he
lied
was
about
of the
that
football
too.
team?
Assistant coach.
This guy's got
Okay.
stolen
Okay.
valor
Cleared
everywhere.
the ball bag out for the kicker.
Assistant coach. I don't care if you're the water boy. You know that you don't run a pick six. Now, if you got coach in your title anywhere, head coach, assistant coach, special team, if coach is in your title, you know, I guarantee, you know that pick six is not a play. Because if you can run a pick six, they get pick sixes all the time.
I'd run that defense all the
That's
time.
it. We're running the
We
pick
won
six.
27 to nothing, and we didn't even run a play on offense. What'd
Are
you
you
do?
kidding
Oh man, we ran that pick six all day.
Dude, I hear they're lining up in the pick six.
I do feel like the Raiders run the pick six. I do feel like that. Them and
How-
the Patriots.
But this shows how feminized, how unmasculine, if that's the proper word, that a Harris Walls supporter is. Because
They wouldn't know.
to us, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life,
Right.
that you're going to run a pick six. But it goes, and the ladies, I don't expect, ladies, you get leeway in certain parts of life.
Right.
I don't expect, if my wife came in and said, honey, look, they're running a pick six, I kind of laugh a little bit. Actually, babe, blah, blah, blah. Here's what it is. But if your buddy comes in the room and says, dude, look, they're running a pick six, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, have you ever seen a football game? But it goes over their head, and they don't realize that these are the most fake plastic people. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala Harris had 2 screws in her back, and then you open her circuit board, and then they change out the computer programs. Is she human? I don't know. But for that dude to say that, oh my God.
It was hilarious. And they deleted the tweet.
No.
They deleted the tweet, but I screenshotted it and I tweeted back like,
They
what's he
deleted
going to
the
do
tweet.
next?
That was
He's
crazy.
going to score a zone blitz. That's what he was going to do next.
Hey, one thing is I want to say is I know a pick six is not a play, but what they should run is a scoop and score.
There you
Yeah.
go.
If you can't get them to bite on the pick six, go right to the scoop and score.
Hey, Governor Walls, look that up.
Duh, of course you're going to run the scoop and score.
Well,
Score.
so Jericho's going as Bathrobe Diddy, and Dean, what are you going to dress as?
Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, that's right. We already covered that.
I'm sticking with the Asian thing, man.
Okay.
I just
Hey, don't give up on Jackie Robinson, though. Don't give up on that.
Is it right at the end? Is the game right at the final out?
One out, top of the ninth.
How many on?
One out, 2 men on. So Dodgers are hitting.
Ooh, load those bases, a walk-off? Oh, man.
Well,
I guess it wouldn't be a walk-off.
right now to Edmund. Full count to him. Something's happening on this play.
3-run homer, dude. It's over.
Did you know that Tommy Edmonds went to my son's high school? He was a senior and my son was a freshman. So there you go.
He struck out.
Oh, I'll tell my son to text him that he's a bum.
Man, he is anything but a bum.
No, he's an absolute stud, that guy.
Jeez. That guy is a monster. Yeah, so it's going to come down to the bottom of the ninth in New York.
All right.
There's 2 outs, but we'll see what happens.
Speaking of
Are they
coming
still up
down,
by 1? The Dodgers still up by
Dodgers
1?
up by 1.
Okay.
You know, it's the classic. It's what you do in your backyard. It's what you do with your son out there throwing those one-handed catches over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
Tip against, it's Washington against Chicago this last weekend where they score on the Hail Mary.
Oh, man.
That was
I know
crazy.
Chicago. That was crazy.
Crazy.
No, Chicago was.
That.
Yes.
Go ahead, Angela Marine. Wearing a Buffalo
man.
New jersey.
You know the Buffalo fan or
The
Chicago
79
fans.
batters are coming up to try to save the Yankees in the World Series.
Well, didn't one of the Dodgers players have kind of a moment like that in the first game?
Oh,
where
Freddie,
was it a walk-off grand slam?
Freddie, he's
it was just like the Kurt Gibson home run.
Watch this one. So he homered 4 games. And he could barely walk. His ankle problem. He couldn't play in the NLCS, so he could barely. His ankle is hurting, and he gets out there, and Kirk Gibson's a freaking grand slam.
That's crazy, man.
Lighting it up. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what boyhood dreams are made of, man.
Yeah.
That's what they're made of.
But that's what your son will look
Right
at
there.
and watch and go, I want to step up, bases loaded, and be Freddie Freeman. Yes, I want to make that OBJ catch. I want to get that tip and score like Noah Brown did, Commanders over Chicago. That's it. that's what we all dream about.
Yeah, he does that too. Man, he lines up, he goes down the field, he runs a hook,
Calls it.
touchdown. He always does that, man. I love it, and that's why I owe him to be out there. You know, I owe him to be out there with him. You know, I gotta support this, whatever this is. I gotta support it. You know, so
my dad
it was awesome to see Freeman.
Ever, I tied the NCAA record for most interceptions in a single season, and I went out, took the ball, found my dad in the stands, and threw it to him in the stands.
Wow, awesome moment.
You know what he did? He threw it back to me. I threw it back at him. I'm like, you keep that.
For you, man.
Cassie Suba, she says, I met Eric July this past weekend at SpaceCon, and the meetup was great. Gave him some of my art and stories. See if he's interested to add rippers. Okay, that's awesome. We Cassie's here all the time. And
I got bad news for her, though. That's not Eric July in the picture. I'm playing. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
you're doing a little something.
She wasn't saying that.
You're doing a little something with Eric July with the Horsemen.
Oh yeah.
Eventually,
the Saska twins too, because they directed me in Vendetta, and they're awesome. I love them to death. They're so creative and so fun, and they like the blood and the gore and the movies and the things. They like doing that stuff, and it's fun, good stuff, and they get excited. And I love that movie. That movie was a lot of fun to do. Well, so I'm very happy to work with them on the Horsemen. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I really love what Eric is doing. And speaking of that, it is now time to reveal the secret that everyone wants to know. Guy, by the way, did you see this? It would be amazing to if the announcement tonight was the Dean Cain All-American Lawman television movie, is what I would say if we had worked out a deal, but we haven't worked out a deal yet with the studio. No, that's not the announcement tonight, but I did Photoshop your thing. I like my little Vegas marquee. Well, you know what that was? That was good. That was actually, you're good at that, Gabe. Did you do that or your daughter do it?
I did that.
Okay, that's good.
I'm an artist. I don't know if you knew that.
You draw and do all that stuff. So that picture right there.
You sent me this the night you took it. You texted this to me like 3-4 months ago.
Because I come home from an event, so I was in a suit, a tie, and the whole thing. And then my son was out in the back, and he's like, "Dad, gunshots out here." I was like, "What?" Wow. He said, "Gunshots." And I was like, whipped out there with my M4, and was ready. Then he was like, we figured out it wasn't gunshots, and I was prepared. Then he was
fireworks?
Like, no, car backfire.
Oh,
but it sounded like it was because we live in over a golf course, and it's got a little canyon there, and it echoes weird. I heard it too at the end. I heard that, and I was like, whoop. So I whipped out there, and he's like, damn, hold on, Dad, stay right there. And he snapped the photo. I was like, I like that. I like that, son. And that was in response to somebody saying, I'm sorry, not someone, the White House saying it's time to ban assault weapons. And I posted that picture, and I said, nope.
Shit is ridiculous.
Hell no.
Nope was pretty,
Nope is good enough. Nope is good.
And then I posted the M4 with the 30-round magazine that's illegal in California.
It is funny, though, because I got all your notes about Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 2. I got your notes. I'm glad you love the script or the plot. I'm writing script today, and I'll be done by Saturday, I believe. But
I'm sorry, I cut out. My internet dropped for a whole second there, right when you got to that juicy thing. You got all my notes.
I got all your notes. I'm glad you love the plot, and I'm working on the script. I'll be done by Saturday night, I think, with the full script.
Theme, love everything about that I loved all of it except for the part where you're like, and then he does the Van Damme booty shake, and I'm like, I don't think.
Sorry, I'm not taking it out. I'm not taking it out.
That's the best part.
And you're supposed to send me the reference pictures for that. You still need to send me the ref pics for the booty dance.
I mean, I have the pictures. I just don't know that. I just think it's.
I have them. I just don't want to. I got
Jericho's too. I mean, I got
them. Yeah, I send them out to everybody. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So no, this was just, but it's funny because Volume 2 is the Hong Kong connection. It takes place in Southeast Asia, Hong Kong. But I always had in mind that the third part of the trilogy, the book we do like next year, will be a Vegas adventure because we both love Vegas a ton. So, but let me get that off the screen and we will get to business. This is just for fun. I did a Halloween drawing today because I always want to do a Halloween drawing every year. I like Dracula.
Look like you, Gabe. That don't look like
you. Like Dracula with the mustache or not? Because I liked him with the mustache.
Is that a mustache? You got a mustache there?
He does have a mustache. He does.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's hard to tell with the shading and whether that's a mustache or shadow.
Could be both.
Badass there. I gotta say that's a badass looking.
Thank you. But we're doing a lot of fun things here. Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, Volume 2 is coming. I'm working on the script. Akeon, the guy that is drawing it, he drew this cover. I colored it. He's got 10 pages left on our sci-fi book that we're working on. And when he's done with this in about 2-3 weeks, hopefully I'll have the script for this complete. You know, I have the whole plot written, and then
it's really good.
Yeah.
Good job,
thank you. So, and this is just like so much fun. This is a husband and wife. It's like Star Wars. There's a lot of love in this one, a lot of thrilling adventure. All of these books, you're not going to be able to get them until 2025. Yeah, that's my cover. I drew that one and colored that one. I'm writing this one, kind of co-writing with Tyrus, but I'm the main writer and all that. My buddy Akeon did this cover for the Tyrus book too. This is really fun, like the Hulk and Ninja Turtles. You got mutant animals and all that. And we're trying to make amazing, fun, uplifting stories that remind you of that 80s cinema that we all love, that Indiana Jones and Goonies and all that stuff. Not the new Indiana Jones, the old stuff that was good.
Yeah, please.
And, no thanks. But this is Jericho Green and the Hammerheads. This is going to be just like Goonies and Lost Boys. Now that I've seen Lost Boys, I'm like, oh, I can see a parallel. So it's going to be that.
You hadn't seen Lost Boys before?
I hadn't seen it dude, Dean, I worked on the Lost Boys comic book like 15 years ago, and I'd never seen the movie. What a great movie. Loved it.
Awesome.
Loved it.
Jason Patton,
right?
Great.
Right. And I didn't know what to expect.
That's what I said, Dean. That look on your face with the mouth agape. That's what I said. I was like, you've never seen the Lost Boys?
I felt bad. I felt bad too because my wife liked to congratulate me for getting the job at DC Comics on the Lost Boys comic. She bought me the DVD and it sat on the shelf from 2008 until last week until I watched it. In my defense, I didn't have a DVD player until like Father's Day or something.
But I think you didn't want a DVD player.
I didn't.
They bought one because I think
if
you could have
wanted
acquired one at any time.
You'd have had one.
But
now, for those younger people out there under 20, a DVD is a round disc-like thing that we would place into a machine where we would then play said movie.
Yeah. And you had the music version called a CD, a compact disc.
Right.
And you could get 50 of these for a penny from Columbia Music. But that would just get you in a bunch of trouble when that shit showed up at your parents' house.
So
whatever.
I fell for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
20 Did you?
For a penny? Oh, yeah.
So I show you guys all these 2025 projects.
Exciting.
You can't get anything yet. I think the first one will be Tyrus. I think I'm going to put that. Do not hold me to the timeline because I don't want to rush. I think I'll put this out in the spring. I think I should be done by then. This will be done way before, but I'm going to put it out after Tyrus for strategic business reasons. Anyway, since I can't give you anything now, I thought, what can I do for the amazing supporters of Big Man Comics? I talked to Akeon about it. I talked to Dean about it, and I said, Christmas shopping is a pain in the behind. And here's one less gift you're gonna have to worry about. I went ahead and we're gonna reprint Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 1 with like a hollow luminescence cover. That's a special limited edition Christmas cover. You can only get it starting today. I think it's live on the website now. You can only get it today until November 30th. If you order by November 30th, it's guaranteed to be to you before Christmas. In the United States only. I cannot control the the overseas mailing and all that. I'm not going to guarantee that before Christmas.
That's always 2 weeks.
That would just be irresponsible of me. But if you order this thing by November 30th, then you'll get it before Christmas and you give it to a gift to someone. Men are hard to shop for. This is action. This is adventure. This is Indiana Jones. You're going to absolutely love it. So these are Akeon sketches. I told him the idea was like a comedic Chris Tanaka cover with Veronica, and then the bad guys, something funny's happened to them. So he gave me these 3 sketches. I'm like, oh, God, he's such a genius, Akeon. He's not camera shy, but he's not like me, talking a lot. So he doesn't come on YouTube. I wish he would. But he's an artist, and I'm just so impressed with the guy. So we settled on this one here.
Yes.
And, I absolutely love it.
That's pretty cool.
Right? So you got the 2 of the big villains from Dean Cain. They're stealing presents. So one of them's tied up in the tree. Then, of course, you got Chris Tanaka and Veronica sharing a little moment there. So
what are they talking about? Are they talking about Christmas morning?
Yeah.
Unwrapping presents?
Right.
A lot of wrapping.
Right.
They're talking about wrapping stuff up and
all night long.
All night. All night.
Been wrapping all night long. Dude, that's so cool. I like that. That reminds me of those kind of comics where they're like kind of funny. Like the guy being wrapped up in the tree. That's so cool.
That is funny. And now he's a bad
awesome.
dude.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Doesn't like to be a tree.
And great excuse to read it again.
Right.
You know, it's been a few months since we got our copy, so I know my son will be excited to read it again. And you know, I know it's not a huge deal, but this comic kept my son riveted for the days that it took to read. You know, we read a little bit before bed every night. He was like in bed.
That's not a small thing. That's huge.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And he was like, "Dad, let's read more. One more page. One more. Come on." Great book, man.
Right.
Great
But
book.
I'll show this real quick. This is not the book. This is Dodgers just won.
Dodgers won it.
That's it. Damn.
That's
it. Yankees. They didn't want it. They didn't want it.
In New York.
That was a 4 game? No, it was 5 games. 5 games. Wow.
Damn, I got a friend of mine who's, man, he had a Yankee room in his house. Like he had 2, him and his wife. So they each got a seat.
Season
in
tickets?
order. Yeah, like seat 31, seat 32 from the old stadium that they tore down.
Oh,
popcorn machine, like Yankee wallpaper. Dude, die hard. Like it could have been on a TV show about extreme fans. So I know he's on the opposite end of the spectrum from you tonight.
I'm putting on my Padre hat in protest.
Yeah, he's in New York too. He went out there for a week, you know, to watch the game. So he's on the opposite end. Dean is on cloud 9, and my friend is not. Damn it! Hey, congratulations, Dodgers.
It's big.
Congratulations.
I'm still going to be Shohei Ohtani tomorrow, and I'll just be done after the World Series.
Well, congratulations to the Dodgers. I'm wearing my Padre hat in silent protest. That's right.
Right. In LA, keep your shit together. Don't do anything stupid during the celebration tonight. Be good. Be good.
So,
LA.
seriously, celebrate nicely and be cool.
Let me show you this. This is a comic book I worked on for Eric July, and the treatment of this cover, which you could sort of see there, that iridescence. You see it? Do you see that there? How it's like looks metallic. That's how we're gonna have these done. You know what I mean? So yeah. So it's called luminescence. It's a pretty cool thing. It's very plasticky and it's reflective, and it like deepens the art. So these are collector limited edition kind of things, only available until November 30th. After November 30th, you're not getting this thing by Christmas. So it's one less gift you have to worry about for the action adventure lover. For those of you that already have it or read it, you know the quality of the work that Dean and I and Akion are making here. This is top stuff. Absolutely going to love it. So I'll ask you all now to run out and get this. November 30th comes. Sorry, guys. You just can't get it after that. So, yeah, that'll be guaranteed delivery before Christmas for domestic, USA only. So if you're overseas, good luck. I hope it gets to you in time, you know, but I will not guarantee that overseas. That's beyond my control.
Order it tomorrow.
Right. So, yeah, order it tonight. So, yeah, and I'll start. I think they told me the printer, they're going to get them to me the Monday of Thanksgiving. So I'm going to start packing and shipping them that, you know, as soon as I get them. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's more than enough time. And hopefully some overseas people can get theirs before. So
that's going to be happening pretty quick then, because we're damn near done with October.
Right now.
Yeah. What do we got? Like 28 hours left or something? So
just tomorrow, just Halloween.
Tiffany Mercer says, "Thank you all for using your talent for good for the children." Well, thank you, Tiffany. It's my pleasure and my honor, and Dean and Jericho too. And on these the limited.
Daddies.
Oh, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Just all good fathers.
Yeah,
we have those
good men in our lives.
Everything.
Yeah. And if the limited cover is too rich for your blood because they're not the normal price, I still have the first printing, and I still have some of the autographed ones that Dean and I autographed. I still love the autographed ones that Dean and I have. I think I got like 15 or 20 of those left. The regular edition, I have like 200 or something. This one is more, it's a collectible. It has this special cover, and it's on sale for a month. So this one, it's, one less gift you have to worry about. I would just be so happy and grateful if you all run out and get it right now, though, and just support us. And if you don't get it, let someone know who you know would be perfect for it. They need to get it. And the link is pinned at the top of the channel. So how you feeling, Mr. Dodgers? You feeling fantastic?
I'm feeling like I'm going to go to sleep, man. I've had 2 hours of sleep, a lot of flying back and forth all the way across the country. I was in Pittsburgh. I was in West Virginia. I was in Ohio. I'm back home. I'm in LA today. I did work with today, who I love, is now this is how tired I am. Neil McDonough.
Oh, really?
Great actor.
Can you say what you guys were filming, or it's a secret?
It's a secret.
Okay.
What a guy. What a great guy.
That's cool.
Phenomenal.
So you're just
he's a great villain.
Zigzagging the whole damn country, huh, Dean?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Make
Somebody's gotta do
America
it.
super again. Good job, Asher. Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, that dude.
He is top notch.
Yeah.
He is phenomenal.
He's a great kind of quirky villain. Like, he's
Because he'll
always
smile
something
at you before he kills you.
Yeah, he's not like your usual, looks like a villain. He just, yeah, man, he's a great actor.
Oh, I was just talking about Neil McDonough 2-3 weeks ago when Matthew Marsden was here.
Yeah,
I was talking to Matthew about kissing actresses in the movie, and then your wife is like funny with you. And I remember Neil McDonough said in an interview he doesn't do any love scenes or sex scenes, and the quote in the article was, "These lips are for my wife only." And I was telling Matthew
got fired from a series for refusing
because he wouldn't do that.
Because he wouldn't smooch somebody. Wow.
Fired from the series.
There you go. I wouldn't do it either. And your wife's gonna be like, "Yeah, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. What?"
No.
Yeah,
it's like Indecent Proposal. That movie with Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, Robert Redford. Like, yeah, that $1 million, that shit sounded great. We can do this, we can do that, we can travel, and we can blah, 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 blah. And when the deed was done, Woody Harrelson was all consumed with what his wife was doing with Robert Redford for 24 hours. And that $1 million became a curse. No way, man. There's no way. It doesn't have all the adulation and the accolades and, oh my God. Dean Cain. When you get home and you close that door and it's just you, old lady, none of those flashing lights mean shit.
Nothing.
And it's cool. The more cool she acts with it, the more you're like, oh shit, she's not cool with it. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be awkward. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah. Now I get that, and having been an actor and kissed a lot of women on screen, I get it. I've had girlfriends who didn't like it.
I mean, that's
it came along as I was already doing the show or doing the movie or whatever the case was. Mm-hmm. So, it had already happened before, and this is the show, and I can't not Lois Lane, you know what I mean, or whatever that is, and that's all, So it can be tough, but if you go in as Neil did and said, "Hey,
yeah, I'm not doing it.
This is no go." And they go, "No, you need to do it." And he's like, "No, I love my wife. These lips are made for her.
It ain't worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze, man. No way." And if it's more, a peck would be bad enough. I just picture it. I always picture it. How would it be if my wife were doing that? How would I feel? There's no way. A peck would be bad enough. Are you talking some tongue and some groping and hell to the no.
Hell to the no.
I could not get that out of my mind. No, it ain't worth it.
Maybe she couldn't get it out of her mind either.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
When you play with fire, you might get burned.
But we're more,
territorial.
Yeah, territorial, and that visual would not be able to leave.
Jim Caviezel, same way. Yeah, Caviezel's a very strong Christian. Likey.
Well, I remember I told Matthew Marsden, can you imagine you do a love scene in a movie 15 years ago, and then your kids watch that movie when they're teenagers or whatever, dude. And he just went, oh.
Now, my dad, my son slapped me in the butt and said, "Go, good job, Dad."
And now, Dad, can you show me
he didn't do anything of the.
Dad, how'd you show me that moves? So you cupped it. You put your hand. So let me show you the ways of the master.
How'd you do that? What was that?
Let me show you.
Well, you see, son, you got to stretch a little bit first.
Yeah, you cup. You don't grab the titty. You cup the titty.
Right.
See that,
listen,
man?
If you're gonna go play a football game, don't you stretch and warm up first? Warm up.
Right.
Don't you?
Right. When you're right, you're right, man.
You don't eat a whole bunch right before the game. You don't want to throw up or anything.
And you know what? Right in the middle of it, if you go for some orange wedges for some,
Do you use one of your timeouts?
Call timeout. Get some orange wedges. She don't mind.
Timeout, girl. I need you got any orange wedges around here?
Right. Yeah.
My blood sugar's getting low.
Halftime, though? That was it. That's all we ever got was orange wedges.
Cold orange wedge, man. That's all you need. Not just electrolyte shit. I need you to quarter that Sunkiss and give me a wedge. I'll be all right.
Let's go. Let's go. I love that
Dean,
cover.
I was just going to ask you. I texted you this like a week or two ago whenever I finished coloring it, and you told me you loved it. What did you love about it? Is it like the whimsy, the fun? Is it the holiday theme, or what is it?
Yeah, it's all of it. I mean, there's so much to it. At first, first time I looked at it, I didn't realize who the bad guys were. I thought it was like Santa coming down. Then I remembered, then I was like, oh, damn, look at that detail. You know, it's that other dude. It's that whatever his name is that I wanted to kill.
El Chulo and Ming are having a bad day.
El Chulo is not so chulo.
No.
My eye immediately went to Veronica and Chris Tanaka on the thing and having fun and smiling as the bad guy's doing his bad stuff. And then it took me like 4 more times of looking at it before I even saw Ming in the tree. And then I laughed my ass off because that's just what makes it fun. They're ahead of the game. It's kind of that wink and nod. It's the thing that Superman had. He always knew he could win. Mm-hmm. You know, that wink and nod. Okay. All right. Try me. Yeah. It ain't going to work out.
Did not go well. It was a fun.
As a kid, I would love to see covers like this because you're always looking for something that you didn't see before. Right. Something, like you said, him being in the tree, but something that's flipped over or something that the artist put in there, like that attention to detail. That's what I always loved about
the father in me
like this.
Yeah, all the little hidden Easter eggs are fun. The father in me is very concerned about the very flammable Christmas tree and presents right in front of that open fireplace.
To the fireplace.
My father instincts are like, whoa, hey, Keon, why did you put the fire right there in the drawing?
Because it's dangerous,
you know. But we're gonna live dangerously on this one. And his other layouts were fantastic. He had the bad guys coming down the stairs, the Veronica and Chris with the presents, and it was hard to pick. This was really fun. I loved this one. Seemed like some sort of Sasquatch and a snowman, and saving her from a bad guy there. So yeah, I think I picked the right one. He runs a few covers by me, and I think I thought this one had a lot of.
I love that. It's classic to me already.
It's like a Mad magazine thing.
Yeah. But it looks like in the Sasquatch one that he's going to happily bash the Sasquatch's brains out because he's like smiling with that bat in his hand. Right. I like that. But yeah, you definitely picked the right one, man. This is great.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we could get Aki. He has a very thick French accent. But what you guys don't know, he was a master animator for Disney forever. If you've seen Tarzan, Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis, Brother Bear, the Goofy movie, that's when he was at Disney. He was like 23 at Disney Paris, and he was a lead animator. And that doesn't happen when you're that young. He's a genius illustrator. He's taught me. I'm 47. I've been an award-winning writer and illustrator for 25 years, and he teaches me stuff all the time. And I ask him to, like, please show me how to draw this. Show me how to do that. How do you think about this? The guy is just like I've worked with hundreds of artists, working for Warner Brothers, DC Comics, Marvel. He's the best artist I've ever worked with because he has the most fundamental skills and the greatest understanding of art of anyone I've ever met. And he's a great guy, dedicated father, and just a freaking hard worker. Love the guy. One of my best buddies, but he's not a YouTube kind of guy. He doesn't come on. He's not a YouTube guy. But I want to get him out to San Diego Comic-Con this coming year. Hopefully we'll have Dean Cain All-American Lawman Volume 1 back in stock for Comic-Con. Hopefully we'll have 2 done by then and printed. No promises on that. I'm not going to rush any of this. I'm still writing the dang script. But hopefully we'll have that. And hopefully we'll have Dean July 2025 San Diego Comic-Con. You know?
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So
we were there. Really cool. When were we there? 23?
23.
Yeah, you couldn't make it. This year you were out in Florida filming or something like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's 23. That's when it all started.
That was fun. That's when we had to go.
That's when you almost choked to death on the Starbucks sandwich, remember?
Yeah, that took us 4 hours.
Yeah, we were gone. Like we were off on an expedition, man, but we made it back. We found the lifeline. We pulled ourselves back to the site, to the booth. But yeah, it was great, man. It was great.
Listen, we weren't coming home without the food.
No, man.
No.
If we weren't coming back with food, we weren't coming back.
That's it.
And we stood in 2 Starbucks lines at Comic-Con. Not your average Starbucks line. This is a Starbucks line on steroids. And we stood in 2 of them. We survived. We bonded. We vanquished our foes, and we made it back with multiple
sandwiches. We brought extra ones.
Variety, coffee, sandwiches. What do you need? We come bearing gifts and sustenance. So
we were the 2 wise men. We brought some.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Well, I would say that you're not stupid. The two
We've
not
done all
stupid
kinds of
guys.
shit, man.
So a
That
few
was
more
great.
things to get to, and then we'll let Dean meet up with Mr. Sandman and get some rest. A couple more things to get to. It's a collector's cover. It costs more than regular price, but I haven't designed it yet. Between now and November 30th, I'm going to probably give away 3 to 5 of these to some people. I'll make a little contest. I'll figure something out on social media. Something fun I'll come up with. I was talking to my wife about that. And what else did I want to say? What the hell else were we talking about? I don't know, guys. What were we talking about before? I don't remember.
You mentioned Matthew Marsden. You mentioned we were talking about Neil McDonough. We were talking about San Diego.
Easter eggs in the cover.
I don't know.
We covered everything.
World
We
Series.
solved the problems of the world.
I think we covered. Oh, I know the last thing I wanted to do.
There it is. We got him there.
We'll get out of here after this. We're gonna invite in a guest real quick. We have one surprise guest, and is he there with you right now, Jericho? Is he there? Because he's got to answer. Dean and I are gonna grill him. You know, he's in the no spin zone now. The former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, today.
Yeah, of course I'm here. I'm always here.
Yeah, I know you're here, and you're going to answer for what you've done. You endorsed Kamala Harris today, and Dean and I would like an explanation because you've been an inspiration to manly men everywhere with the weightlifting and the stardom and the coming from another country and making something out of yourself. And now you're teaming up with wacky ass Tim Walz. Explain yourself.
Well, you know, back in the 80s, you know, I'm doing the movies and I got the cigar in my mouth and I'm pumping iron and all of that there. You know, I was a bit of a party guy. Like I work out, but then I like to party, you know, drink and all that stuff there. So I decided I'd endorse Kamala because she's a whore.
That's terrible.
I love whores because they let you touch your breast and you can like stick things in there. And like pour things out of
I
shouldn't. Yeah. No, she's a whore.
You know what I have to say?
Okay.
Screw your freedom.
I disagree.
Right? Yeah, screw your freedoms. Let him put the poke in your arm and you put the mask or the diaper over your face there. Yeah. I pick Kamala because then like Donald Trump is not going to let me put anything in his mouth. But Kamala, yeah. I can put whatever I like in there.
Now, can you see how your current ideology would be incongruous with what you taught us all in the 80s?
Nah, you're giving me too much credit. I'm not in it for the policy. I just like to put things in them out there. You can like take your finger and like fish hook them out. You can put your finger in there. You can put your penis in there.
Whoa. This ain't that kind of party.
Yeah. When I'm there, it is that kind of party. Yeah.
Dave, do you have a question for the former governor of California?
Oh, you cut out, Gabe.
Oh, do you have a question for the former governor of California?
Oh, yeah. How do you feel about baby oil, sir?
I love it.
Oh.
Who do you think gave Diddy all of the bottles? 1,000 of them, that's nothing. I have 2,000 in my Humvee in the backyard there. And then I put the GHB, or you're getting kind of dizzy, aren't you? Is everything getting blurry? And then you're out. And then it's mine. I can take it. What do you think Todd Diddy, after doing all the things he's getting in trouble for out there?
I appreciate that, Governor.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I've lost respect for you. I took your poster out of my weightlifting room, and I hope you're happy.
I've lost respect for myself a long time ago when I was married to Skeletor. You call her Maria Shriver. I call her Skeletor. And then the maid, she's there. She bent over and pick up the towels off the floor. And I was like, you're frumpy, you're dumpy. Look at that rum shaker. And I was like, yeah.
Well, I think we all know why he's voting for Walz now. I think things are all starting.
Yeah. He's a pervert. He's a little pervert.
We're gonna have to use one of our timeouts now. Thank you for coming in, Arnie.
Why do you guys say that word funny? It's pervert. Why do you guys say pervert? It's pervert.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You got anything else for him, Dean? I'm gonna cut him loose if you don't have anything else for him.
It freaks me out because I look at his picture and I just hear, I can almost see his mouth moving.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's how good that voice is.
Ventriloquism or whatever you call it there. Basically, I endorse her because she's a whore. That's it.
I can
She's a
see.
whore.
I can see what you have to. I understand your viewpoint, Governor.
You heard it here first, guys. All right, the great Arnold Schwarzenegger, everyone.
Side of her. Yeah.
Goodness, I thought he'd never leave.
What a
well,
weirdo.
thank you guys all for being
he was a
here.
little bit odd, wasn't he?
Thank you all. Sorry, go ahead. I'm cutting you guys off. Sorry, jeez.
No, we're good. Dean, man, get some rest. All right, you don't need the beauty rest. We get regular rest. All right.
I'm getting some solid. I don't have to wake up tomorrow. First day in like 12 days where I don't have a get up early card.
Oh man, it's going to be a drool on the pillow kind of morning. Go ahead, man.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna wake up and my hair's gonna look like Gabe's. Wait, no, that's not right.
You're not gonna shave your head, are you?
You're gonna sleep so hard that your hair is gonna fall out. Damn, you are tired.
I'm gonna have to really sleep hard for that.
Yeah.
This hair ain't going anywhere.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you, Dean.
I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank the governor. I thank the governor for showing up.
We're not talking to him. Don't get him started again.
He's on the
Congratulations on your Dodgers too, man. That's great.
That was big.
Yeah,
that was a big one. My mom was saying earlier that the World Series is fixed. I'm like, Ma, it's not fixed. She's like, well, yeah. I'm like, the guy throws 105-mile-an-hour fastball and somebody bops it out of the park. You can't fix that.
Yeah, you can't do that on demand. Yeah, it's not the same as a scoop and score. Not the same thing, Mom. Come on.
I don't know how much we could say on YouTube because the stupid censors and you get in trouble. But there are people saying the whole Trump ear thing was fixed.
Well, yeah. You're going to tell everybody, look, man, 150 yards away, but you got to wait right when I turn. That's when you shoot. Don't mess up. You got to get my ear. All right? Promise. Pinky promise.
It's the most insane thing. I saw people saying, here he is playing golf with like Bryson DeChambeau, right? And he's doing that. There's nothing on his ear. That was 5 days later. He never got shot. I'm like, are you out of your mind? Like,
yes. Yes.
Thank you, Melody Raymond. I'll have sweet dreams.
We are.
Thank you, Tony. You're right.
Thank you.
All right, Angela.
All right. Everybody's going. Guys, make sure you are subscribed, hit the like. There's links in the description. Follow Jericho here on YouTube too. And he's green_Jericho on Twitter. And Jericho Green everywhere else, right?
Yep.
And, JG Talk on Instagram. I'm Gabe.
JG Talk 2. JG Talk got nuked for hate speech. So now I'm JG Talk 2. Appreciate that.
And then I'm Gabe Tape everywhere on social media except on X. I'm Big Man Comics. And Dean, you're just you're out there. People know you got a verified account. And that's it. Anything from you guys? Or are we out of here?
One last thing, Dean. Yes, one last thing. What's cool about the Dodgers winning the World Series is tomorrow morning you get to remember, oh yeah, they won the World Series. Right. It's always a great feeling when you remember, oh yeah. So
like about a minute after you wake up, you'll be
tomorrow
shaking it off.
I'm gonna dress as World Series champion Shohei Ohtani.
Jackie Robinson. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Jackie Robinson.
Sorry.
At 4-2, I so much respect for Jackie Robinson that I ain't gonna dress up like him. But I will show up as Shohei. That's so
great, man. Acceptable. That's great. That's definitely the fans get to share in that victory. So congratulations, man.
The kids are gonna come by, thank for Halloween and be like, "Congratulations, you won!" Yeah, I'll be like, "Yeah, I know," but I'll say it in Japanese. I gotta figure out how to say that.
Now, Dean, are you a whole candy bar giver outer, or you do the fun size?
Yeah, my son's girlfriend decided this year we'll throw some fun size in there, but she's like big bars.
Yeah, man. That's what dreams are made of.
The power. That's a power move.
Like
the full-size bar. Power
move. Like $2.50 for a bar. I was like, damn, we are giving them out. We're that
Biden's
house.
Economy. Get Trump back in there, bring those candy costs down.
That's 100%. We're gonna be giving out the big dogs though, in hopes of an anticipation of a Trump victory November 5th. Or 6th or 7th or 10th, whenever we actually get the days.
Thanksgiving, hopefully.
Yeah.
Arizona's already saying it's going to take them like 12 days to count. How do you know? Arizona. Nobody lives there.
No, it ain't that many people.
There's more cactus than people.
Although one of the Scottsdale is like the 4th or 5th largest city now, or something like that in America. It's way up there.
But like everybody's there. There's no one in the rest of the state. Like it's not like highly populated like California or something.
I hate
No,
Scottsdale,
Nevada's
man.
the same way. 90% of the 85% of the population's in Vegas.
Yeah, get your shit together, Arizona. But thank you, Dean. Appreciate it, man.
Let's get some IDs. Let's vote on the same day. Let's call it and let's figure it out.
Right.
Okay.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you so much, Jericho. Thank you so much, Dean. You are my brothers, and we will talk to you guys later.